special, only $49.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings. That's right. Seminars Thursday, September 18th, Hilton Garden in Hartford North, Bradley International Airport in Windsor. Weight loss seminar 5:30. Stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. Or Saturday, September 20th, Holiday Inn Express, Southington. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m. Stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Register markpatrickseminars.com.
Actual price will depend on product and featured products or compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Hey, shh. Calm down. The show is about to start. Reese on the radio. Turn it up. Turn it up loud. Turn it up loud.
It's like a dream come true.
Turn on your radio. Reese is on the radio.
Yo, let's get it.
Due to the nature of this program, discretion does not exist. It's Reese on the radio. Right now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
It'll come. There you go. Yeah! All right, you scallywags, nutmeggers, conversationalists, all across the fruited plain, you know what time it is. It's Reese on the radio on WTIC News Talk 1080. And we begin the show, of course, because there's tragic news in Minneapolis. Another shooting in the region, in Tim Walz' region. This is not to say this is about him. It just, again, we are back here. National news coming out of his backyard. This time it involves children. This time it involves another Catholic establishment, another Catholic school. And that's a problem. It's a problem for a lot of people, especially those of the Catholic faith. But it's also a problem, from what we're learning now, for a lot of anti-Christian and anti-Catholic folks. No matter how it is spun, you know what's going to happen. Everyone will go to war, verbally that is, about who is responsible. I'm not going to go in that because it's easy. That's easy pickings. We don't do easy pickings here. We don't do low-hanging fruit. I could do that all day. Easy stuff. But I do want to talk about this because I was going to do a monologue about law enforcement in the beginning of the show anyway, based upon our conversation yesterday, our interview with Brian Shackman, talking about the arrest at Newington with ICE agents. Also, we also have that backdrop of violence that's happening in the inner city with the National Guard being in D.C. and Democrats and Republicans going back and forth about violence in the inner city and how we need to deal with it. All of that. And the shooting today has to do with law enforcement. How? Easy. We need law enforcement at our schools. We do. They are soft targets. They have been soft targets for a long time. since the days of Columbine. And this nonsense about we don't want our schools looking like prisons is a joke. It is a joke. It is based in hatred, if not, I don't know, apathy for the police department or law enforcement overall. Let's explain. And we'll get into the shooting. We're getting more details about that. I watched what I believe is supposed to be a manifesto video of the shooter who has been identified. We'll get into that as well. As more details come up, we'll talk about it. I don't like jumping on the bandwagon because everybody else is doing it. I'll let them sort it out afterwards. I want to talk about Connecticut specifically. Why, after Sandy Hook, do we not have police officers at the schools? Everyone says that it has everything to do with having them look like prisons. But what's more important, the aesthetics or the lives of children? I've got to ask myself a question every day about that. And I keep coming up with, I don't care about the aesthetics. I really, really don't like looking at the news, and neither do you. Like looking at the news, hearing a story about a 10-year-old fighting for their life, or a 10-year-old or a 6-year-old dead by some whack job going in there with an AK-47 or an AR-15 or even a handgun. Hell, even if it's a musket, who cares? Nobody likes the outcome. This isn't about the gun. This is about the violence and the individuals who carry them out. Oh, and you can bring up the Uvalde thing, but let's be honest. What always happens outside of Uvalde when the police arrive? Even in the case of Sandy Hook, what always happens when you have a mall shooting, a mass shooting? What always happens? These individuals in New York City, at the so-called NFL shooting that happened on the wrong floor, what did the shooter do when law enforcement arrived? They take their own lives. When somebody else shows up with a gun, immediately they become desperate. And the thing that they should have done from the beginning in that situation, just harm themselves. They wait until after they've harmed everyone else in a soft target, and then when the police arrive, good guys with guns, they off themselves. Which means what? If we're looking at this righteously, perhaps no damage comes to anyone if law enforcement is there. The deterrent is there. What are you going to invent another law? When are you folks going to realize that laws don't stop crimes? They punish them. Do I have to keep repeating that? I feel like I'm the only one who's ever said that out loud. They don't prevent crimes. They punish them. It is not a deterrent. Even when I watched Donald Trump yesterday talking about we need to have the death penalty in D.C., do you think that's going to keep these savages from killing each other? No. They already think their lives are a death sentence. It's not a deterrent. But I want to get back to Connecticut and its apathy with law enforcement. It's because of what law enforcement represents. They say here in Connecticut that they are worried about guns. Why don't they give stiffer penalties to people who commit gun crimes? Why don't they carry that out? They're the ones who believe that laws are a deterrent. Why not make a law that makes it mandatory that if you are caught using a gun or having a gun, that there is a mandatory penalty for it that has a lot of years on it? You're a gangbanger with a gun, 15 years. Boom, that's it. Make it happen. And if they commit an act with it, tack on the gun charge as well. Get them for murder and then get them for 15 years for having a gun. Assault with a gun, give them 10 years plus another 15 for having the gun in the first place. Make sure you put these animals away for a long time. But they won't. Why? They refuse to give them those penalties. They just release them. And what is law enforcement supposed to do when they see the same crud that they just locked up, the same animal that they just grabbed off the street and put into the system, walking out the next day? Whose face is getting slapped there? Law enforcement. Who feels dejected? Who feels disrespected? The police officer. And for what? Why is he disrespected? And why is the criminal given a free pass to act in any way he wants to? Is this for votes? That animal doesn't vote. You can barely get him to pick up his phone to vote for American Idol. What, to get in their good graces? What about the police force? Don't you need them in your good graces? No, they don't care. Why? Because to them, the police officer is the oppressor. The police officer is the bad guy. People are wondering how the police force has switched its affiliations from Democrats, who used to always give them the perks, always give them the advances, always make sure that their pensions were higher. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, they switched teams and started rooting for Republicans. Why? Because they cared about their lives. At the end of the day, who cares if you've got a pension if you're not going to be alive to actually spend it? They realize the error of their ways. And now that they don't have the support of the police force, they've thrown them aside. When they started casting them as some sort of oppressive force against the minorities in this country, started maligning them, humiliating them, allowing savages to treat them in any which way they wanted to. The way they encourage people to show them no respect, threaten their funding, threaten their abilities to do their jobs. You gonna sit up here and tell me that they have respect for law enforcement? Hell no, they don't. You can look no further than what we saw in Newington and the reaction to it. Because ICE is law enforcement. Enforcement of the law is the antithesis of the Democrat Party. You people say that you care about mental health. Surely the school shooters have a mental health problem. In Connecticut, how have you shown that you concern yourself with the shooter's mental health? Well, I say look no further than Tyree Smith. Remember him? The cannibal who ate off the face of his victim? How did you guys treat his case? Man was supposed to serve 60 years in prison. You were so concerned about his mental health, you couldn't wait to set that man free. You concern yourself with mental health? Has anybody had a conversation with former Hartford police officer Jill Giddick? That woman almost had her head clean sliced off. The woman had to fight to get a criminal protective order. You're concerned about mental health. If there is a way to demonize law enforcement in this country, or better yet in this state, you guys have taken every shot at it. Every shot at it. And you would sooner put handcuffs on them than on the criminals in this state. The part that seems to baffle me is the mayor of Minneapolis. Just to show you how misguided this whole thing is. We played the audio at the top of the hour with John Silva, but I got to play it again because I have to respond to it. Here he is, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey. I've got one question to this.
These were Minneapolis families. These were American families. And the amount of pain that they are suffering right now is extraordinary. Don't just say this is about thoughts and prayers right now. These kids were literally praying. It was the first week of school. They were in a church. These are kids that should be learning with their friends. They should be playing on the playground. They should be able to go to school or church in peace without the fear or risk of violence, and their parents should have the same kind of assurance.
I got one question, Mayor Frey. Who in the hell are you yelling at? Who in the hell are you chastising? It ain't the shooter. You are at a press conference for the shooting at a school, and you are yelling at the people behind the television cameras, talking about their thoughts and prayers as if they have done something wrong. They have nothing to do with the death or the injury of those children. The shooter does. Do you get it? And this goes to everybody, from the Chuck Schumers to the Chris Murphys to the Dick Blumenthals to the Governor Lamonts of the world. What are you shouting at us for? We didn't pull a trigger. Why would we be chastised for our thoughts and prayers? What have we got to do with the villain, the savage, the evil? What do we have to do with it? You think we're sitting idly by? No, stupid, we're ducking. Our children are ducking. Our children are in the classroom doing active shooter drills because you won't give them the tools, the means to keep them safe. You're sitting idly by waiting for another opportunity for you to blame guns while you use them as guinea pigs. Look, I am not of the belief that you want these children hurt, but you are not in the interest of protecting them because you'd have done it already. It isn't difficult. The evidence is there. A police deterrent is good for these children. A relationship with these police are good for children, especially in the inner city. You guys talk a good game about community policing, where a large part of the community starts in the classroom, where kids go to school with their friends and neighbors, where parents go and show up to pick up their kids after school. That's all a part of the community, my friend. Get it together. And please stop lecturing us about thoughts and prayers, because that's all we've got. Outside of that, you're ignoring our pleas to protect our children. Don't tell us what to do. It's your job to do what we tell you to do. And you've ignored that at every turn. Spare me, Mayor Frey. Spare me. And all the rest of you. Nobody's listening anymore. When we come back, more details on this animal. The guns. And let's see how everybody else reacts thereafter. We got more news and more views. Don't go anywhere. It's Reese On The Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
I can't get the signal. Okay, seriously. Now there's absolutely no excuse not to listen to WTIC News Talk 1080. You can literally hear us anywhere when you listen on your smartphone. And now you can hear us on the Odyssey app, the iHeartRadio app, and the TuneIn app. So pick your favorite and search and follow WTIC News Talk 1080 in the app. Then listen wherever you are. It's really that easy. So no more, I can't get the signal. We've made it easy. WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text SAVVY to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text SAVVY to 42424. That's SAVVY to 42424.
And now, a WTIC news update.
.230 Hartford, temperature 74 degrees. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. We'll have a mix of clouds and sun for this Wednesday. Afternoon high temperatures in the 70s. We'll have all the forecast details coming up. Meteorologist Bob Cox on duty in the WTIC Weather Center. 2 children are dead, over a dozen wounded in a shooting in Minneapolis. One suspect fired into the school from outside by the shooter who killed himself.
All in all, there were 3 weapons that were fired, a rifle, a shotgun, and a pistol, that rifle being a...
Caller just wants you to know it was a damn good monologue. He never listens to TIC, just happened to have it on. Said it was a damn good monologue.
To determine if they were
Thank you,
legally
man. I
or
appreciate
illegally
that.
obtained.
CBS's Nicole Skanga. The shooting took place during a mass that was being held this morning. State Police Constable justified in the shooting death of a suspect last year in Colchester. That according to the State Inspector General, who says the constable opened fire on Jared Billard after they got a call about a landlord-tenant dispute. The report says Billard was waving knives and racked a gun before pointing it at police, who fired on the suspect, killing him. Trump administration is extending control over Washington by taking management of Union Station away from Amtrak. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy on hand for that announcement today. And the state DOT is narrowing the Mixmaster replacement project in Waterbury down to 2 alternatives. They have to receive further environmental studies. One plan could see the Naugatuck River moved. Work would begin in the mid-2030s once everything is in place. WTIC News Time 2:31. Bob Cox with the forecast.
Pleasant weather conditions out there this afternoon with temperatures in the 70s and low humidity under a mix of sun and clouds. There's about a 20% chance a few of us will run into a sprinkle or brief scattered shower, but the majority of the day is dry. Clear to partly cloudy and cool tonight. Lows in the upper 40s to mid-50s. And then a mix of sun and clouds Thursday with highs in the upper 70s. Partly cloudy Thursday night, lows in the mid-50s to low 60s. Partly sunny Friday, but some showers developing by afternoon with the chance for a thunderstorm, high 70 to 75. The Labor Day weekend looks dry and comfortable.
So that was really brave of him.
And you have a neck on your neck?
Yeah, that was, I don't even know what it's from. Kind of looks like debris or something.
Dow's up 178. Dennis down to 63.
Yeah, I think he's going to be okay. And then my friend,
John Silva, WTIC,
he was like laying on top of me.
Dreaming
Like,
of a perfect smile? At Columbia Dental, our orthodontic experts specialize in braces and clear aligners like Invisalign. Get the smile you've always dreamed of. Open 7 days a week. Call 860-645-0111 or visit ColumbiaDental.com.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. No application fee if you apply by September 3rd. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Labor Day may be the end of summer, but not the end of grilling season. Try Hummel Great for the Grill specialty items. Besides grilling up our world-famous hot dogs, try Hummel Bratwurst, made with the same recipe our grandfathers used back in 1933. Or Hummel Kibasi links with a bold, rich flavor. If you like it hot, try Hummel's Red Hots, made with crushed red pepper for a spicy kick off the grill. This Labor Day, treat your family to the hot dog that generations have grown up on, Hummel's. And remember, all Hummel products are gluten-free and always represent the very best in quality. I'm Eric Hummel, and I personally guarantee it.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Let me tell you about this new pretzel cheddar club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Looking to learn more about McLean's award-winning assisted living and memory care? Join McLean in Simsbury for a special panel discussion on September 18th at Hop Meadow Country Club. Meet our care team, get your questions answered, and enjoy light appetizers. Seating is limited. RSVP by September 10th. Then come back to McLean for an open house on September 23rd. No RSVP needed. Tour our beautiful community. Meet our staff or schedule a private tour at your convenience. McLean, where compassionate care meets community. Visit ExploreMcLean.org.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Men, summertime is that means vacations, summer barbecues, outdoor parties, camping, beaches, and so much more. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health. And if you're like many men, you may not be feeling like yourself this summer. Perhaps your energy is low and you aren't sleeping well. Maybe your workouts aren't as good as they used to be. Maybe even your sex drive is off. And if what I'm describing is you, it's very likely you're suffering with low testosterone. But low T doesn't have to affect you anymore. Just call Northeast Men's Health, get treated, and see how it changes your life. If you're like most men, you'll feel so much better. Deeper sleep, improved vitality and clarity, greater strength and energy, and an improved sex drive as well. So call us. Just $99 gets you a PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956. That's 800-930-5956. Or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you, including our new office in Warwick, Rhode Island.
Fan of WTIC? Then do us a favor. Download the free Odyssey app and favorite WTIC.
And we're back, Reese on the Radio, WTIC News Talk 1080. And we, of course, are still talking about the shooting at the Annunciation Catholic School in Minneapolis. This incident is going to put a lot of attention on transgenderism in our country. And I'm just warning you now, because the days of everyone being silent or the political correctness or the quietness that used to be on this subject is no more. Now, I'm laying this out for you for a reason. The Covington School, I think it was, a couple of years back, where 3 students and 3 faculty members were shot and killed by a girl who was transitioning to a boy, and the manifesto had to be kept under wrap. The police department didn't want to release it, even though it took a matter of days for us to get the manifesto of the shooting at the Tops supermarket in Buffalo. They didn't want it out. Why? Because that manifesto was saying some things about the individual being transgender and their hatred for Catholics, Catholicism, and Christianity. And that was going to look bad on the administration because it had a reputation of going after people of the Catholic faith while protecting other groups. Need I get into the whole anti-Semitism of the college campus riots in the past couple of years? But a new day is here where Donald Trump is the president of the United States. And the first thing that's going to be on his desk is the fact that the shooter had, according to reports and according to every video I've seen so far, things that said, kill Donald Trump, and to protect pride and transgenderism and all of that other, hoopla. We also know about the suicide case that Project Veritas exposed for us all right here in Connecticut. Elvira Said trying to get justice for her daughter, who ended up taking her own life because she was suffering from mental illness. So bad in her transitioning, she took her own life. And what do you think is going to happen? Donald Trump is going to address it so that everyone else in America can respond to it. And what do you think they're going to defend, folks? Huh? What do you think they're going to defend? You hear a lot of people saying, don't do it, it's a trap. Don't do it, folks, it's a trap. What do you think Democrats are going to do? Fall for it. They'll fall right into the trap. Donald Trump will say something along these lines. If there truly is a mental health issue going on in the transgender community that's associated with gender dysphoria, we should address it so that we do not have episodes like these in the future, where people are harming themselves or attacking people for their religious beliefs. Now, Democrats can respond to that in a positive way. You're right. We should address this. Or they will see it as a demonization of transgender folks. Remember, this happened in Minneapolis. Let me give you a couple examples. The Minnesota governor, Tim Walz, quoted as saying, "We are a safe haven for the transgender individual." The Minnesota Attorney General, Keith Ellison, said, we're suing Trump for gender-affirming care. The Minnesota Lieutenant Governor, I don't even know who that person is. When our children tell us who they are, it's our jobs as grown-ups to believe them. So Donald Trump will say we need to investigate this further because people are dying. And if he says something as like general as that, people are dying, they'll phrase it anyway. What are they saying? Are they killing people? Why? Because of this individual? But they'll lose it. They'll lose it. And they'll lose that argument too. They'll call it the demonization of transgender folks. They need that fight. And Donald Trump will grab the velvet rope and escort them into this discussion like it's the VIP section of politics. And they will lose at the bar. They always do. This will be that discussion. My wife tells me because I made her do the one thing that I would never ask any of you to do, and that's watch CNN. We already have the identity of the shooter. CNN refuses to name they, them. Oh, no, I wasn't kidding. They, them is what they referred to the shooter as, but they don't have an identity. Even though it's already been reported who the individual is. Did you want to say something? Get on the mic. Go on the microphone. There's no reason. Everybody knows who you are. No, you're not going to be on camera, unfortunately. Go ahead.
So Tim Walz is set to speak, and I just wanted to point out, isn't there a speech of him talking about how he's friends with all of these
school shooters?
Mass shooters? Yeah, so he's
No.
about one of his friends.
That's okay. Yeah,
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so yeah, Tim Walz is about to speak, and he's going to have to talk about one of his friends, this transgender school shooter.
That was during the debate. Don't give him.
I'm just saying, but he said himself that these are all his friends. So,
all right,
I'll be
right.
waiting to hear what he has to say to his buddy.
Okay. So we're about to find out what Tim Walz is going to say about this. But the bottom line is that's going to be the new discussion. The new discussion is going to be how Donald Trump and how the administration is demonizing transgender folks. A discussion that he is willing to have, and we should have. Because our very own William Tong will more than likely join that fight. In fact, perhaps somebody in the media should be getting a response from William Tong and his lack of response to Elvira Said on the matter, where somebody ended up harming themselves because of the influence of individuals who we know are breaking the law. William Tong has gone above and beyond to protect gender-affirming care, which has only led to depression and suicide for many of those kids in the transgender community. He should be the first person made to answer for today. Because the word's going to get out, and there's no way of stopping it. This is not the Biden administration. When Trump gets word that the individual was of the transgender community and they had an animus towards the Catholic community, he is going to respond to it. And therefore, everyone else will have to either act like he never said it or respond as they always do in a knee-jerk reaction. I expect the latter. Do you? Let's go to the phones. 860-522-WTIC. John's on the car. How are you, John?
Hey, well, Eric, I've got a few different perspectives than you over this latest shooting. I mean, I agree with you most of the time, but let me share my perspective.
Sure.
After the shooting. I remember in high school, I used to go to high school. You know, there was no shootings of this capacity. You had the ability to buy guns, not me. I never owned a gun, and if I have to own a gun, I'm moving out of the country. But besides that, my father was a military Navy guy, and he was a SEAL, and he never wanted a gun in his house. And he said the same statement I learned off of my father. And the fact is guns don't kill people, but people kill people. And the fact is that we have a gun problem in this country. And I agree with you that it's mental illness. Most of these shootings that occurred in schools are for white suburban kids. You said we need cops in the elementary schools and the high schools. You look at the data, you don't see blacks shooting blacks, Hispanics shooting Hispanics. Take your own city, for example, Hartford. I don't think that we had a murder like Newtown, Connecticut, or the one down in Texas, or like the one out in Columbine. Fact of the matter is that we got a problem with mental illness. You call the guy a crazy nutcase. Well, we can't address it because mental health costs a fortune. I just finished watching a documentary on how much psychiatrists and psychologists and mental health experts charge in New York City, $400 to $500.
Mm-hmm.
And these teenagers and these elementary school kids are yelling for guidance from us, the adults, and we can't supply them with this because it's so damn expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So if you remove the guns, we can work on the mental health. But if you got the guns, guns don't kill people. People kill people. It's more apt that they can kill more people with a gun, an R-15 or just a pistol, than if they had a knife or a baseball bat. That's the argument.
Let me respond to you, John. I'm going to respond a little bit, but I'm going to hold you over for a little intermission, and then I want to talk to you a little bit further because you make a lot of great points here. Obviously, mental health is expensive in so many cases. We have some institutions, but you do have to pay for them, and sometimes Medicaid and other things don't cover that, and it would probably bankrupt many states if they were to give mental health treatment to a lot of the people who need it. But I want to respond only slightly, and when we come back, I will, because you said something related to shootings like Newtown and Columbine, as we don't see them in the inner city. Like something that happened in Newtown would never, ever happen in Hartford Public. You do make a point. You're 100% right on that. But there also is something that you're missing there. And I don't want it to be lost in this conversation. And I want your response to my response when we get back. So stay on hold. We'll take a break. We'll come back. This is a very interesting point of view that John has, but I want to address it still. So stand by. We'll be back. More news, more views than you can shake a stick at. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
UConn fans, when it comes to sports injuries, do you know where the Huskies go?
UConn Health, Connecticut's only public academic medical center. Our doctors advance research and train future generations of healthcare experts.
All while offering the latest injury prevention, treatment, and performance improvement.
UConn Health. We're delivering care that changes the game for athletes and for everyone.
Learn more at uconnhealth.org.
I'm attorney Haley Allaire from Allaire Elder Law. This year, add planning for the safety and security of your family. If you notice something may just not be right when talking or visiting with your parents or grandparents, don't put off talking about it. Take the time to be sure legal tools are in place, such as power of attorney, healthcare directives, a last will, or trust, or both, so that you have what is needed to help them in the future. Find out more at AllaireElderLaw.com. That's AllaireElderLaw.com. Compassionate counsel and proven results.
Moms and dads, do you wish you could know where your kids' shoes are at all times? Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. There's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. It's sleek, secure, and your child can't feel or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Plus, they're available for boys and girls. Get Find My Skechers at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever kids' shoes are sold. Apple AirTags sold separately.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com. If you have a 2004 or newer vehicle that's out of warranty or about to be, Endurance is urgently notifying U.S. drivers about their low-cost vehicle coverage plan designed to save drivers thousands on rising vehicle repair costs. Those who qualify can pick their plan, coverage, and repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental cars included. All covered repairs get paid directly to the repair shop for you. Call now for your free quote. Call 800-342-1834. That's 800-342-1834.
Most people have no idea gap in their home's protection. This invisible threat is house stealing. Con artists pick a house, they transfer the deed of this house into their name by obtaining the forms, using the fake IDs, and filing the paperwork with proper authorities. Now they own the home. Protect your home from this invisible gap. Check on your home's title right now at HomeTitleLock.com. Be sure to use promo code RADIO and they will send you a complete title scan of your home's title. And your first 30 days of triple lock title protection is free. HomeTitleLock.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-384-9393. That's 800-384-9393.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
I want to go back to John in the car. John, by the way, in a great point that you made about, the shootings that we have, like places in Newtown and Columbine, those things happen in those vacuums. You have Marjorie Stone, which was in Florida, that took place and pretty much gave rise to David Hogg. But there's something that you're missing here, and I want your response to it. It's because I do believe that proximity and behaviors are very important in this context. We can name Columbine, Newtown, Marjorie Stoneman, even the Pulse nightclub. We can name these events because they happen in the way that some tragedies do, sparingly. The reason why we never talk about the mass shootings in black and brown communities is because they're every day. We got 2 men who just got shot and killed in a drive-by in New Haven. 2 young men. Nobody even knows their name. They just found out their names this morning. And again, it is happened so rapidly, no one remembers the name. There are so many people who die. You had 1 year in Chicago. In fact, the average death count in Chicago due to drive-bys and violence is the upwards of 600 people a year. There are only 365 days in a year. So we're looking at an average of almost 2 a day. So when we talk about the gun violence, people always talk about the access to guns. The only preventative measures we have are putting laws that law abiders will abide by, or people who take guns from law-abiding citizens like kids, teenagers, and things like that. But when we talk about the inner city, their access to guns, they're being sold on the street. Somebody said the other day, in fact, one of my listeners said, we've got these, who brings the guns into the communities? I'm like, who cares if they're being brought into the community? You don't buy an ice cream cone just because the ice cream man drives by. You have to want the ice cream cone. You have to go out and purchase the ice cream cone. Are these people have a commitment to grabbing a gun and shooting their neighbors? So there's a difference here. Yes or no?
I agree with you. I was going to raise that point after I heard your point. Yeah, I know. There's an absence of reporting deaths amongst African Americans or black men in inner cities. But I'll stick to the premise that the data says that Caucasian, middle-income Caucasians are the majority of the killings of youth in school systems.
Yes.
That's the statistical point. I've been an educator for 41 years. I think I can compare the old America to the modern America. We are losing it as a nation, not only in that perspective, but we have students coming to the class who said they should be protected by the adults. Since when does a grammar school kid have to worry about not returning home? Since
I know.
When do they have to be paranoid as to saying bye to their moms?
But John,
Since
let
when-
me.
hold on.
Go ahead.
Eric.
I want because there's something
Hold
that
on,
you
Eric.
said that I
One
want to get
second.
to.
Let me finish my-
Go ahead.
let me
Finish your point.
my-
Finish your
my
point.
thing. Another point is they should be learning reading, writing, and arithmetic, or not all this transsexual garbage in kindergarten and first grade. We agree on a lot of points, but we are losing it, Eric.
Well, okay. It's Reese, by the way, not Eric. It's Reese.
I mean, I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, I don't want you to go off the beaten path. You're right about learning reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Yeah,
but if I'm
the
listening to
fact
you,
is-
John, if I'm listening to you, John, it sounds like, look, and what you're expressing is absolutely real, and I agree with you. We have a rising tide of these events that are happening in these schools, whether it's for political reasons, transgender, whatever the case may be, social reasons. My question to you is this. If we're to take your word for it that we're seeing a rising rate of these incidents happening in our schools, and we know that they're going to happen there, then it would be righteous for you to agree with me with saying that we need to put law enforcement at these front doors as preventative measures.
No brainer.
Okay. All right.
100%. But when you went to school, I don't know how old you are. You're
56.
Something. All right, 56. Well, I'm 71.
Okay.
And I was in school before you were. I went to a foreign school. I came to the United States.
You were in college before I was born, I think.
Yeah, and let me put it this way. I didn't have to fear guns. I didn't have to. School was a pleasure going to. Now there's metal detectors in inner city schools and suburban schools.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on? We have turned schools into a paranoid mess hall. It's a shame that kids can't go there for a good education. Connecticut's ranked second in education nationally. That's nationally, not internationally. We're at the bottom of the pile.
Yeah.
And if we can't educate inner city kids, we're in big trouble. But if we can't educate suburban kids, we're in bigger trouble. In big trouble. We are not doing the job of education. And I'm an educator. I've seen education over 41 years. I have a right to say that we're going down the tube.
You are
listen to me. Losing it.
You are 100% right, and I'm glad that you agree with me on the protecting our kids with law enforcement. It's got to be done now, because if you're right, if the rising tide of this is going on everywhere, we've got to combat it by getting law enforcement involved so we can stop it before.
And as you said, inner city kids can buy weapons. They can make 3D guns. Hey. They're not the law-abiding ones. The criminals are the criminals. White,
That's right.
Black, whatever they are.
And got to start treating them as such.
And they'll override that.
Yeah,
That's why I think if we could put a stop to the initial issuance of guns in this country, and then we could attack the mental health. Maybe that's of course we have to do, because the minute I have to buy a gun to protect myself, I'm out of here.
I hear you, John. Thank you. I'm sorry. I got to go to the top of the hour. News with John Silva, but very good discussion. We'll extend it, and we won't do headlines when we come back. So we'll take some more phone calls who are on the line now. Let's go to news with John Silva. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC is celebrating 100 years on the air and 100 years of serving Connecticut. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
3 o'clock, Hartford temperature 74 degrees. Good afternoon, I'm John Silva. WTIC 1080 News, a blend of clouds and sun. It's breezy, maybe a thunder shower, but probably not. We'll have temps in the 70s to perhaps 80. All the forecast details coming up. 2 children aged 8 and 10 are dead. 14 kids, 3 adults were wounded in a mass shooting at a K-8 Catholic school in Minneapolis today. The city's mayor is Jacob Fry.
I'm so deeply saddened, and I'm so sorry to the families that I know are suffering right now.
Police Chief Brian O'Hara.
This was a deliberate act of violence against innocent children and other people worshiping.
He says the gunman took his own life firing from outside into the windows. He had 3 weapons.
I'm right in front of the entrance to the school. There is people with looks of just shock and horror on their face, witnessing this unfold in real time and knowing it happened in their community, in their backyard.
That's reporter Caroline Cummings. In New Haven, police have released the names of 2 people who were gunned down on a city street Monday afternoon. Victims found unresponsive on Dickerman Street. First victim, 26-year-old Daquan Hyman of East Haven, was pronounced dead shortly after arriving at a local hospital. The other victim, 32-year-old Ernest Williams, died that evening. Preliminary investigation says there was a fight among a group of men that wound up in the gunfire. Well, today was the first day of classes for East Hartford Public Schools. Local and state leaders, along with law enforcement, used the day to drive home the message of safe operation behind the wheel. With more children out and about, drivers are being reminded to slow down, pay attention, and ditch the distractions, particularly in school zones and at bus stops. East Hartford Mayor Connor Martin also says the town council's in the midst of drafting legislation to give local police additional tools for traffic enforcement operations.
To establish an ordinance to implement police technology. This includes speed cameras, red light cameras, noise detectors, drones, license plate readers, all the things that are able to assist police in their enforcement effort where police can't physically be there.
Advocates also say it's imperative that drivers stop at school bus signals. Violating that law comes with a hefty fine, and even police, fire, and emergency vehicles are required to stop for school buses when the sign is deployed as well. Well, we're years out from actually seeing the end result, but the State Department of Transportation is moving forward with two alternatives that would replace the aging Mixmaster in Waterbury. Either plan would unstack the bridges at the 84 and Route 8 interchange. One of the plans would actually move the Naugatuck River, creating more green space. Despite whichever plan the state chooses to advance, DOT Communications Director Josh Morgan says we're nowhere near ready to begin building.
We have to do national and state environmental permitting reviews. We have to move further with design. And also, it's not the last time the public's going to hear from us. We're going to have more public meetings, more pop-up events, more opportunities for the community to learn more about what we're doing, and plenty of opportunity for them to give us feedback before this ultimately breaks ground in the coming years.
Project is being dubbed the New Mix, expected to cost anywhere from $2 to $5 billion. The federal takeover in D.C. expands with new action today. Allison Keyes has that.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says his department is taking over Union Station amid an outcry from some residents and district officials over President Trump's crackdown on the nation's capital.
Not a power play. We've always had it.
Duffy says the soaring building with breathtaking architecture that opened in 1907 has fallen into disrepair.
We think that we can manage the property better.
Armed National Guard troops are patrolling the station. Allison Keyes, CBS News, Washington.
WTIC News Time is 3:04. Checking traffic. A couple of issues out here in East Hartford. 84 westbound side between exits 54 and 51. Looks like the left lane is blocked due to a motor vehicle crash. Got a two-vehicle crash working in Weathersfield on 91 South. This is at exits 26 and 25S. That should be off on the shoulder. And down in New Haven on the Wilbur Cross Parkway, northbound side between 59 and 60 near the tunnel there. Looks like a two-vehicle crash in the right lane. Here's the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
Our early taste of September-like weather will continue a while longer. A mixture of clouds and sunshine the rest of today and breezy at times. It can be a brief shower, even a thunder shower at spots, but a good portion of the time rain-free. Today's high near 75, becoming clear tonight. Very cool overnight, a low of 48 degrees. And tomorrow, sunny to partly cloudy and pleasant. Continued low humidity, high 77. Increasing cloudiness tomorrow night, not as cool as recent nights, low tomorrow night 60. And mostly cloudy on Friday with a couple of showers. Can't rule out a thunderstorm, high Friday 77. Back to dry weather and pleasant weather as we head into the holiday weekend. Partly sunny on Saturday, high 76. Good deal of sunshine on Sunday, high 78 degrees. And looking ahead to Labor Day, a little bit warmer, but not too humid. Sunshine for the most part, and a high temperature Monday afternoon of 81 degrees. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson in the WTIC Weather Center.
All right, the Dow's up 180, the Nasdaq's up 61 points, and the S&P is up 16. Matinee baseball at the stadium, and the Yankees are running away from Washington 11-0. Red Sox and the Orioles tonight again on TIC. Pregame here right after the 6 o'clock news, and the Mets go for the sweep against the Phillies tonight out at Citi Field. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
After this hypnosis, I want to eat good food.
Since August, I can honestly say I have not had one potato chip.
It was life-changing for me.
And I don't think about desserts like I used to.
Bridget, how much have you lost now?
I had lost a total of 83 pounds.
Holy cow.
It's easy, it's fun, very relaxing, and very successful.
And I would just say go for it.
Oh, my. What are you waiting for? Join Mark Patrick Seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed early bird special, only $49.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings, late day eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating. Seminar Thursday, September 18th at the Hilton Garden Inn, Hartford North, Bradley International Airport, Windsor. Weight loss seminar 5:30. Stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. Or Saturday, September 20th, Holiday Inn Express, Southington. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m. Stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Registration 30 minutes before. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com. That's markpatrickseminars.com.
Coverage varies by plan, view contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com. Through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission. $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement. A $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-253-62... Here we go. 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203.
Reese on the radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC, News Talk 1080.
We'll get to headlines in a little bit. We've got the phones ringing up, so we'll get to that. This is, again, one of those things that we have to get into a discussion early. Sometimes the program doesn't go as planned, but that's okay. I want to play this because you might remember last year during the Senate election, with Chris Murphy. Chris Murphy was asked about school officers, school resource officers. And Chris Murphy said during that debate that he never called for the end of SROs.
Does removing a trained armed officer make schools safer? You have 90 seconds.
Well, I actually haven't introduced legislation to remove school resource officers. I've introduced legislation to direct federal funding towards social workers and psychologists that I think are very badly needed. I actually think it should be up to every individual school district as to whether they have armed officers, and I support their decisions when they choose to bring those security personnel into the schools.
But he was lying, ladies and gentlemen.
All new for you tonight at 11. Police shouldn't be in schools. That thought coming from Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy.
Now, he, along with 3 other lawmakers, are introducing a bill that would pave the way to get officers out of schools. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Matthew Campbell.
Not to get a few out, not to get some out, to get them all out. The guy who's pretty much fashioned his career around Newtown wants nothing to do with having officers there to protect them. Immediately assuming that the school resource officer is there in some way to impede on the students instead of protect them. And that's the way it's looked upon, right? The police officer, he'll be in the inner city. There will be black kids there and brown kids there. And we all secretly know, wink, wink, nod, nod, that blacks and browns just can't help themselves from committing crimes. So we can't have a police officer there waiting for them to do it. We want to be able to, act like none of it happened and then charge them with the lesser of crimes so they can go out and commit it again. We can't have police officers in the inner city. They're the bad guys. So look, I say that half tongue-in-cheek, but you get the idea. That's what this whole argument is. Law enforcement is the oppressor enforcing the law. And what do we know about these folks who will not protect these kids? They don't like the law. They hate it. Hell, they hate the Constitution. Every day there's an effort to uproot it, change it around, dismiss it. Look at them. They want to stack the Supreme Court, and then when the Supreme Court doesn't rule in their favor, they want to just ignore the Supreme Court. They have absolutely no concept. I mean, it's who they are. The law is a deterrent to them. And they pick and choose when they wish to abide by it. Let's go to my good friend, Simsbury Joe. We haven't heard from him in a while. How are we doing, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Missed you, buddy.
Same here. So right back at you. Unfortunately, when you go visit a communist country, they don't allow you to have access to listen to your program. So for those people that are wondering what I'm talking about, in Canada, even with a VPN, where I was on vacation, you cannot access WTIC.
Wow.
They block it.
We're on the banned list in Canada.
Yep.
All right, Roland, you know what new promotion we need to work on?
Yep. So I'm very wired up. I'm not sure that's the right term. I'm fired up about this whole trans thing. I've called you and I called Tom before many times talking about very strong opinions on this whole trans violence thing.
Yeah.
We talked about the Zizians before, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But let me give an example for people here. See if I can get my point across. I'm not saying this, but if I said to you in the audience that I think that this country would be better off if we just euthanized everyone over 75, what would people think about me? I think that I'm nuts. I'm delusional. I need a lot of help.
Some people might agree with you, Simsbury. Some people might.
Yep. But I think they listen to NPR,
right?
Not this station. So I think that most people would say that. So what is the difference between me saying that and wanting to remove my body parts?
Yeah.
We have to start recognizing that trans people, not the ones who are just playing the game of, I want to be a boy, I want to,
be a girl, sure,
and have not taken any action towards it. Those that really want to and have taken any kind of action towards a process of removing their body parts are delusional. And we need to, as a society, make a decision about getting these people to get the help that they need, not the affirming care that they need,
right?
The help that they need. When I was a child, these people, I would not know them. Why? Because they'd be in the Institute for Living or they'd be in Middletown. Society would not tolerate that.
I hope you meant the Middletown facility, not just in the town.
Fred would tell you that they're walking around the town. But so here's the issue that we're going to be hearing about over the next few days. That trans people are no more violent when it comes to mass shootings than the average member of the black community. You were just talking with John about that. Or, what about these people who are not trans who went and they shot up their school or they shot up a gay nightclub or something like that?
Correct.
What we are not being told, though, and this is why I feel so strongly about trans people who are taking any action to remove body parts, need to get the best care that we can provide, even if it means raising our taxes, which I know people won't like, is that this is the group that has decided to target young children that they don't know, that they don't have a beef with. It is a very different shooting from the guy who goes driving up Albany Avenue and unloads on some people that he thinks may have wronged him in a drug deal.
That's very true.
Or the kid who goes to the high school and wants to shoot the bullies who were doing stuff. This is the group specifically that has made the targeting of children in a Christian/Catholic school their target. And we have a choice as a society. Are we going to take this or are we going to put our foot down? And I'm going to bring up Adam Lanza in closing here. Adam Lanza was not trans.
Right.
We have heard nothing at all about him being trans.
Right.
But I'll tell you one thing that Adam Lanza was. Adam Lanza would best be described as non-sexual.
Okay.
I'm sorry. There is not much difference for me between a person who is non-sexual, even though he was a male, he had no interest in young women his age, and someone who is trans and worried about their gender identity.
Right.
It is a messed up situation, and we need to put our foot down, because one of these days it's going to be a lot more than 2 children.
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot more than 3 children.
Well, we had 3, and we had 3 in the
Newtown.
We had 3 in the Nashville situation. It was a transgender killed 3 kids, but you're right about that. I take both of these incidents at heart. And what you're saying, Joe, and that is, why are they targeting innocent children who have never had an opinion? We know, well, nothing we could possibly suggest that small children would have no interest, much less conversation that would warrant an attack like this. Like little kids in a Catholic school or Christian school are not running around demonizing those in the transgender community. The reason why they're being attacked is because they believe they're going after the youngest who are being taught Christianity and Catholicism and seeing them as a threat, like getting rid of them, like going back in time and hurting baby Hitler. You know what I mean?
Yep. And the day that I see trans people doing drive-bys of drug dealers or trans people going into an adult situation and unloading their weapon is the day that I'll have to call and say, hey, I was wrong. But right now, as I look at it, they're sending a signal to us.
I believe
and
it.
It's up to us as to whether or not anyone's home to accept that signal and what we're going to do about it.
Yeah. Thank you, Joe. Much
Thank you very
appreciated.
much.
You got it, sir. Welcome home. Let's go to Walter. He's on his cell. How are you, sir?
Yeah, nice to talk with you, Reese. When you brought up Chris Murphy, it has to be a year, probably 2 years ago. Ted Cruz was trying. They had Senate hearings, and Ted Cruz was trying to get a bill passed to provide $50 billion to put policemen or guards in every private or public school in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And Chris Murphy killed it.
Yeah, and walked out of the hearing where he was having an open debate with with Ted Cruz, only to go out to the cameras to admonish him.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I have that video somewhere around here. But yeah, Ted Cruz was evident. Aside from the fact that he was ticked off at the stunt that Chris Murphy was pulling, but he also expressed it. It's like, this was never about a discussion. This was an opportunity to go out there to the cameras and say, see these bad Republicans. And it's always the case with Chris Murphy. This guy doesn't care about the kids of Newtown. He cares about the stunts and the people and the platitudes that he can make on their behalf or use them as a cudgel against people who are opposed to him. But he has no interest in protecting them.
Absolutely.
Thank you, buddy.
Did you see the video on X?
I did, of course. I've seen it several times.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, man. And what Walter's talking about the X post of this person, the shooter, and one of the first images you see is a target with a picture of Jesus Christ. Because again, that's always been the biggest issue in this area. Now, some people in the LGBTQ community are going to be offended by me saying this, but I'm sorry. I didn't bring this on. I didn't bring this fight. You did. And people have poo-pooed and dismissed it, but I'm going to say it again. Catholics and Christians have always been the soft target for the LGBTQ community. I asked this question 30 years ago, before I ever did radio. And I asked it again when I got into radio. On every one of my shows, I ask it all the time, and no one's ever answered it, especially those in the LGBT community. But if you are of that community, I would beg to get an answer from you. Why is it that when people protest gay marriage, lifestyles, any of those things in that community, they only go to Christians and Catholics? They never go to Muslims. They never go to synagogues. They only go to the Christian faith. And why? Is it because of the old adage of turning the other cheek? Is it because you know there'll be no retribution? Is it because you know that a certain group of people might and probably would in their own backyard toss individuals off a roof? I always hearken back to this, folks. And listen, this is not a joke. You can look it up yourself. You can always go and check it out. Columbia University, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, giving a lecture at Columbia University. Now, in retrospect, it sort of makes sense, right? The Iranian president who hates Jews, hates gays, was asked by one of the attendees of his lecture, what do Iranian gays do in Iran? And his response was, there are no gays in Iran. The girl was adamant. Absolutely there are. We know of them. You do? Where are they? And I don't think that little small mind of mush knew exactly what she was getting into. But where I come from, that was called dry snitching. Because Mahmoud Ahmadinejad went to Iran and said to the Ayatollah, do you know we have gays in our country? And you could damn well bet that they went out to go find them. You can damn well bet that there was an effort to locate them. That young lady thought, oh, the gay thing, that's everywhere. Yay. She didn't know who she was talking to. And she thought that Mahmoud Ahmadinejad being at Columbia University still clearly must be one of them. It's funny how these folks get a wake-up call after the fact. But again, I ask, why are they always at the Catholic faith? Why are they always attacking the Christian faith? Why? Is it because they're known for their forgiveness? Why? Is it because they've known to rally around one another and rely on their Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ? Why? Is it because they're not known to lash out against those who are opposed to them? Maybe perhaps they are the soft target that these people need in order to shame and embarrass and to desecrate? This isn't to say that Christians should come outside of themselves. This is not saying that they should change their tactics. But this should be a wake-up call. That's all I'm saying. You might want to consider it. Let's go to Courtney Ann hanging out with us today. What's going on, Courtney? All the way out in Fresno, California. Courtney, you there?
Hello.
Hey,
how you doing?
Pretty good. What's up?
Hey, I was going to say to your comment about the Christians, they probably go towards the Christians and the Catholics because they're known for gay stuff.
Okay.
King James, what's the name of it? King James, he was gay.
I would go back to one of the earlier popes, in fact. But my question is why would they, if they think that they're an ally, why would they go there and admonish them and attack them in a fashion that they do?
I comment to that. So it's crazy to me. So many things is crazy. It's insane to me. It's insane to me that we being the people, are trying to make sense of a psychopath. You know, like the fact that whether he was gay, if he was black and he went and killed a whole bunch of white people, it would be because they were white and he was black. Or if it was white, if they were white and went and killed a whole bunch of black people, it would be, it has to be because they hated black people. Or now he's gay, so it has to be because he's a transgender, or it's against the LGBT, or it's against.
Have you seen his post?
No, no. Granted, he was a radical. He was a radical psychopath. Although he probably did think he was doing it for that under that name, but I don't think that it should be tied to the whole community, because
why not?
He's a psychopath because he's a psychopath.
But wait a minute, hold on. That's wait. Courtney, before you go any further, there's an important distinction that you're making here. You're saying don't associate him with the thing he associated himself with?
Yeah, I am, because look, I am a tax-paying, law-abiding citizen. I do not steal, and I work. Should I get treated like the black people that shoot everybody and cause chaos and act crazy?
Oh, no. See, but now, again, what you just did is exactly the opposite of what I just described. See, what I'm saying is that if you are a law-abiding African-American working-class individual and you associate yourself with the gang-banging shooters, that's different. What I'm saying is that I'm associating.
What if they're my cousins?
No. I'm associating him with the thing he associated himself with. All I'm saying is he doesn't get to be just the shooter who happens to be gay or part of the LGBTQ community. What he gets to be is the thing that he pronounced. If he says, I'm shooting these people because I want justice for my group of people, he's associated with the group of people he aligned with. So he set the precedent, not me.
Yeah, but he set his president because he is a psychopath. He didn't set the president for the LGBT community. It's not like the community set him to do that.
Oh, no.
Gotta roll.
We got hold on, Courtney. Let me put you on hold real quick. We'll get you on the other side. We got to take a break. It's a hard break coming up. All right, stand by. We got more, Courtney, and more of this topic when we return. And, of course, a legion of phone calls. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
There's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest. Suicide is something that affects all of us, and we can all play a part in saving lives. Make a difference in your community by walking out of the darkness with us on Saturday, September 27th at Bushnell Park in Hartford. Help spread awareness and understanding. Send the message that help is available and raise funds for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Register today at afsp.org/CT Capital Area. And then we'll see you in Bushnell Park September 27th. WTIC News Talk 1080 is proud partner of the American Federation for Suicide Prevention Out of the Darkness Walk.
At Ayala Home Services, we handle hundreds of water heater issues a year. We know how much of an inconvenience no hot water is, and with our fully stocked trucks and warehouse, you can get your hot water back as soon as the same day. Contact the trusted professionals at Ayala Home Services when you call, click, or text today and say hello, ALO. Call for details. License for safety. HIC 628926, P1027768, S10406241, S3308699, SM 3004646, E1185643.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
And now, a WTIC News Update.
74 degrees at 3:30. I'm John Silva. Terror during a Catholic school mass in Minneapolis today.
The gunman, dressed in all black, fired shots through the windows of the Church of the Annunciation, where students from the church's K-8 school were attending mass. Police Chief Brian O'Hara says the shooter took his own life.
The sheer cruelty and cowardice of firing into a church full of children is absolutely incomprehensible.
Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry.
They should be able to go to school or church in peace without the fear or risk of violence.
Police are looking into the shooter's motive. Michael Wallace, CBS.
President Trump has ordered all flags to be lowered in memory of the victims. Governor Lamont says that will be the case here as well, with U.S. and state flags lowered to half-staff through sunset Sunday. State Office of Inspector General says a state police constable was justified in using deadly force against a suspect last year. It was April of 2024 that CSP got the call to investigate a landlord-tenant dispute in Colchester. Landlord says Jared Billard was drunk, yelling and waving knives. The suspect was in a basement by the time police arrived, racking a gun when officers took defensive positions. Billard opened a door, pointed a shotgun at police, who then fired back, hitting Billard in the chest and killing him. 2 men killed in a New Haven double shooting Monday afternoon have been identified by city police. Daquan Hyman of East Haven died shortly after he arrived at the hospital. Ernest Williams died later in the day. That investigation is ongoing. West Nile virus has now been detected in mosquitoes trapped in 34 cities and towns across the state. That from the Connecticut Agricultural Experiment Station. There have been no human cases of the disease thus far. And lawyers for Kilmar Abrego Garcia, whose case has come to encapsulate much of the president's immigration agenda, says he wants to seek asylum in the U.S. His lawyers told that to a federal judge today. The 30-year-old Salvadoran national was detained Monday in Baltimore by ICE after leaving in Tennessee jail on Friday. WTIC News, time 3:32. Here's the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
Intervals of clouds and sunshine the rest of today and breezy. Can't rule out a passing shower, even a thunder shower in spots. High near 75. Becoming clear tonight. Quite cool overnight with a low of 48. Tomorrow looks nice. Sunny to partly cloudy. High 77 degrees. Increase in cloudiness tomorrow night. Not as cool as recent nights. Low 60. Mostly cloudy on Friday with a couple of showers in the area. Perhaps some thunderstorm. High 77. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Dow up 168, NASDAQ's up 31, S&P is ahead 15 points. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Let me tell you about this new Pretzel Cheddar Club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with cherry berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only, exclusions apply.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Erectile dysfunction affects nearly 50% of men over age 50. But even with so many men affected, finding a trusted provider to treat the condition isn't so simple. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice, and I'm excited to announce the opening of our newest location of Northeast Men's Health in Warwick, Rhode Island. As a Promenic affiliate, Northeast Men's Health can offer men with ED the latest treatment protocols, which are shown in medical studies to be effective in well over 90% of men. And unlike groups that only offer wave therapy or online pharmacies that just sell pills, we offer a variety of treatments to help get you the results you want. You should also know that Northeast Men's Health is a true medical practice, which means our providers have access to a complete range of treatment options to get you back on track. So call Northeast Men's Health today. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes a medical consult, blood work, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956. That's 800-930-5956. Or go to northeastmenshealth.com.
Online security is a must, and millions are choosing NordVPN to stay safer and more private online. And you can do that too. Get NordVPN with 77% off and up to 3 months extra. NordVPN will encrypt your online traffic from data snoopers and internet service providers, while NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro will reduce risk of phishing and alert you about the fake online shops and known scams. And that's not all. If your email address is leaked to the dark web, you will get an instant notification from the Dark Web Monitor and act accordingly. Get the special NordVPN deal today at nordvpn.com. This offer includes a 77% discount on a 2-year plan and up to 3 extra months. Savings and additional terms apply and can be found on nordvpn.com. The offer is valid until October 15th.
This High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep breath. You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm, totally natural.
Sweet. Thank you. Thank you. High five, everybody. High five.
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five.
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 25 for new customers with qualifying bundle. Current customers may be eligible depending on services and area. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Whoa, hold up. Let's not put all 100 candles on the cake. Slow your roll. That's a fire hazard. And there's expensive radio equipment in here. And I'm not quite sure what I'm wearing is fireproof.
Let's get back to the phones. Courtney Ann is on the line. Look, I get your point saying that we as people should not align people with certain groups. Nonetheless, that's going to happen, whether we like it or not. But in this particular case, I have got to, like, if some, like the Pulse nightclub, the Pulse nightclub shooter was an Islamist who shot up the gay nightclub, and then when he realized he had people inside bathroom stalls, he was shooting into the stalls as they were hiding into them, and then stopped and asked if anyone in the stalls was African American, and said, if you are black, you have to come out because you suffered enough. That's what this animal said. Yeah, actually. Now, I know you're saying that that's insane, but look, I always say at the end of the day, right? All of this, what we know of, this particular person who you're calling a maniac, the shooter in Nashville, right, at the other Catholic school, as many of these mass shooters that we catch, the one in New York City just recently, what's the one thing that most of them, if not all, do? Columbine even, the one that kind of started it all. They all take they all take their own lives at the end of it. And then we read a manifesto that says that they are either planning to die, knew they were going to die. So we can say this whole psychotic or mental breaks or whatever it is, but they they had the wherewithal to write a manifesto, had the wherewithal to know that they were going to die, had the wherewithal to know that their lives were going to end. So at what level do we call them psychopaths, Courtney?
I mean, so you're saying that because they knew all that makes them not a psychopath? I don't think a psychopath has anything to do with the knowing of you're going to die or knowing that you want to kill yourself. I think a psychopath is your mind is chaotically janky to where it would cause you to go shoot up some kids. Like, I feel like we're...
No, I'm not disagreeing with you, but let me put it this way. So maybe I'm doing this without your knowledge, or maybe I'm doing this when you're not trying to. What I hear when someone says these people are psychotic, it's a dismissive tone to the fact that they are well aware of what they're doing. In other words, saying, well, they're psychotic, so their mind was warped, and they don't know like giving them a pass saying they don't really know what they're doing.
No, I don't mean that. So
okay.
Let's not use
psychotic. Oh, no, I apologize. Like I said, I'm the one who's, I'm putting 10 on a 2 on this one.
I get what you're saying. Like, no, they shouldn't plea insanity and no, heck no. They know what they're doing, and something's wrong with them. Their screws loose. I mean, like, they should, but let me say this. This is what's the craziest part to me. It's crazy how all these bad things, these shootings that happen in America, right? Why do we always have to turn them political? Why do we always have to turn it into a Democrat-Republican thing? Like, I saw someone comment on your post, and they said, Democrats love violence. Like, that's kind of a weird thing to say. Like, I don't believe that.
I did not so far make this political. And if it's political on any level,
the callers have.
No, I know that. But hey, look, you got to give them. Look, they're going to do what they're going to do, and I leave it at that. But let me say this: the only political or politicization, as I put it, I hate that word. The only politicization I find in this are people who are in charge in places like Connecticut who refuse to do the thing that's necessary. this idea that police officers at the schools are bad optics, they fail to recognize the only optics we care about are the optics that deter the shooter. Like when they see the cops, I want them to say, that optic says I can't go in there with a gun because it's not a soft target. They're going to be people shooting back. That's the optics I care about.
Let me say two things. One to that, or we just get every teacher to be licensed to carry.
No!
Or, I mean, why not?
No. What I'm saying is that that's not what they're trained for. And I don't need them to be, look, it's bad enough we can barely get them to actually teach kids to read. What I want them to do is to be focused on is actually teaching the children and knowing that they're safe. I don't want teachers doing active shooter drills. I want police officers there guarding them.
Take it from a woman. When you have a gun in your purse, you feel safer than you've ever felt before. But let me say this.
I know. I have a wife who carries, so I know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Man, I feel so safe when I'm in my house. Oh, you have no idea. But so this is what I want to say. So to the ones that are making it political, right? It's just funny. Like, so we're not even to the transgender, the people that are cutting their genital parts off and mutilating themselves, right? What about the doctors that are the ones performing it? Like, at what point are we holding everybody accountable? Like,
hey,
we opened this we opened Pandora's box, and this is exactly what
we are trying our best. I mean, that's the reason why we got the president of the United States. You know,
hey, trying is lying. I always say that trying is lying. Trying is what people that fail tell themselves so they don't have to admit that they.
Well,
failed.
no. When I say trying is right now we have clinics right here in Connecticut and other places in New England that are shutting down operations for transgender care. And in fact, what do we have? Guys like William Tong, who is suing the administration to allow that to continue. So when I say trying, we're trying to thwart that.
We need to get some kahunas. I think people need to go find the kahunas because look, even a Republican, whatever party you're for, if you see the other party doing some stuff that is not okay, why are you not fighting? Forget a protest. Protests don't work. Peacefully doing anything has never got anybody anywhere.
Are you calling for violence, Courtney?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, you can't. No. That's never going to work because guess what it gets?
Tell me one thing.
I will tell you.
It gets results.
No, it doesn't. Because ask Antifa. Ask Antifa how that's worked for them. What we need to do is
that's
look.
Not even the same category.
Yeah, Antifa's.
Ask America how that works for them. America's one who taught me that. I'm not getting this from my own thoughts. I'm getting this from how history has shown.
No,
America
actually,
is like,
Courtney, give me a second. Give me a second, Courtney. Courtney, give me a second. Give me a second. That suggestion that violence is what built America has always been false. No. That is it. Listen, that is nonsensical stuff that the so-called Ivy League African-American scholars and very radical liberals have been telling people for the longest. We have groups like the Weather Underground who believe that bombing the Pentagon was going to get them in their righteous path. That never worked. There's these so-called violence that people keep thinking these certain groups or whatever it is who think that violence is going to get a means to ends. What you're asking for is fascism. And what you're asking for is the thing. Hold on, Courtney. It's the thing that you're asking for. Okay, is the thing that never works and only results in people revolting to your cause. Because guess what? In the end, only innocent people end up hurt because they never go after the people that they so-called want to go after. They always go after innocents. You have to also think about this. What the actions of this shooter did today, that was political in their sense because what they thought was their mission, their ideals were being ignored. And they hated living in the world that rejected their ideas. And what did they choose to get results? To affect 2 children and a dozen others. So that violence never, ever works because right now it's only caused us to revolt. But I do have to go, Courtney. I do. I got to get to the other calls.
America does say, if you mess with us, we will blow you up.
Yeah, it's called mess with us first. It's called mess with us first. But yeah, we need to deter all types of that, we don't
go find our kahunas.
Yeah, okay, Courtney. Thank you, Courtney. just that kind of nonsense is so faculty. It just is so absolute faculty. It never worked for the Weather Underground. It never worked for any of these groups. Every one of them. And the objective is always to instill fear. That's not to actually get results. It's to instill fear. That's not fighting for anything. That's actually trying to scare and harm people. And that's the way that always goes. Ken is in Meriden. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing, Reese?
I'm all right, sir. What's up?
That girl can talk. Oh, God. I was waiting and waiting. I was like, I'm getting close to where I got to be. I don't know if I'm going to get my call in here, but anyway.
I got you, buddy. What's up?
Couple things. First thing, if we want to see school shootings stop, what we need to do, and you mentioned it, but we have to get rid of the bill that Joe Biden put into law. He was the one that wrote it. What is it? Gun-free zones.
Yes.
Schools and churches are gun-free zones because of a bill that Joe Biden wrote, I think 93 or 94. I don't remember what year it was, but that's when he was a senator. That's what he did. So that's why schools are soft targets.
Yep. And I don't even know.
Armed guards.
Can you explain that to me? What is a gun-free zone? Who are they talking to and targeting when they say to them, don't bring a gun in here? Who are they talking to? I mean, I have an answer, but I'd love to hear what
like you and me.
Maybe people like you and me.
That's who they're talking to.
Okay.
That's who they're talking to. They don't want guns anywhere. They don't want anything to happen. Well, you know what? My Second Amendment right. I should be able to carry wherever I want with some exceptions.
Right.
But a school should be one, and I disagree with the guy and I don't remember if it was the guy that was before Courtney.
Yeah.
That said school teachers should be armed. I disagree with that wholeheartedly.
I think Courtney said that too.
I agree with what you said. Okay. I agree with what you said. Put armed guards. You have retired police officers. You have retired military like myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be willing to do it for peanuts. But besides having armed guards in schools, you have to make them harder targets.
Help me out with this real quick before we go to a break. If I'm right about this, and if you're a police officer out there, in fact, Ruddy, if you're out there, John Rotowski, if you're listening to the show, I need to know if this is the case. But by the way, Ken, thank you so much. Let me let you go, buddy, because I got to get to a break in a second. Let me ask this question. Thank you, man.
Talk to you later.
You got it, sir. Ruddy, let me ask you this, because I'm almost certain, because I know that the Detective Arbujo, who I know very well because he was involved in my life very personally, he retired and then came back to get a particular pension. Tell me if I'm right. Is there a way that we can get a school resource officer who's like, let's say, needs extra years to get his pension, he's about to retire? Couldn't those officers do the job where they're guarding schools, like as a part of their retirement package? That, saying if I've got 20 years, but I need 25, and I can do 5 years as a resource officer. Let me know if that's the case. And Ruddy, if you're listening, please let me know. Send me a text or something. Let's take a break. We'll come back. There's a whole slew of phone calls in here, and I'll get to them when we return. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Hi, this is Jill Schlesinger, CBS News business analyst, certified financial planner, and the host of the Jill on Money podcast. This is the show where your money is not scary. It's a show that's all about you. It's your questions that make it possible for me to provide unconventional and entertaining insights on your money, and more importantly, on your life. Listen and follow Jill on Money on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, Eric Hogarth, Money Wisdom. This week, we're going to talk about interest rates. Do they really matter to you? And what impact do they have? And also answer the questions that you and your friends have been asking. Tune in this Saturday at 8:30, right here on TIC News Talk 1080.
Hi, Don Cussin here. With summer travel upon us, before you hit the road, have your car or motorhome checked out by Cussin Automotive. When was the last time your vehicle had a thorough inspection and not just an oil change? Your tires, what condition and how old are they? Your cooling system, what condition are your belts and hoses in? Are your brakes ready for a road trip? What about your engine? Is it running at peak performance? Based on the price of gas, be sure you optimize your fuel mileage. So before you head out, do it right with Cussin Automotive.
Cussin Automotive. Do you right? Cussin. Do you right?
Hi,
Hi, I'm Tom Connors. Went to Mark Patrick's hypnosis seminar February 6, 2019. Nothing worked before. Left there and never smoked again. Amazing. Easy, affordable, and guaranteed. A year later, with my wife Michelle, attended Mark Patrick's weight loss seminar. She lost 18 pounds, and I lost 43 in 8 weeks.
It's true. He smoked 2 packs a day, and nothing worked until Mark Patrick hypnosis. Now we're losing weight together, eating healthy, full on half the food. Crazy. Enjoying exercising. Who would have believed Mark Patrick hypnosis really works?
It's amazing. I can breathe again. My blood pressure went down, and I've got so much energy.
So much energy.
And look great.
Join Mark Patrick Seminar's early bird special, only $49.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings. That's right. Seminars Thursday, September 18th, Hilton Garden in Hartford North, Bradley International Airport in Windsor. Weight loss seminar 5:30. Stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. Or Saturday, September 20th, Holiday Inn Express, Southington. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m. Stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Register markpatrickseminars.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details.
All right, here we go.
A 10% senior or military discount. 1 discount per household.
It's Reese on the Radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back, and the phones are literally off the hook. The comments are everywhere. I got to read a couple of them right now. Scripture, I, the Lord, bring in the light. I bring in the darkness. I create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Like it or not, God works on both sides of this, Raymond writes. Lori M. writes, the dark evil is coming against the light of good. She writes, Lori L., research department, says, in my opinion, it's an effort to discredit God's presence by allowing the evil to exist. Let me see some more in here. A lot of people are coming in. Donald says, Reese, I do agree that the black community must take personal responsibility for gun violence. However, the ready availability of guns is a huge concern. Yeah, it is a huge concern. But again, this is that thing. I'm going to say something, and I got to say it. I don't think that people know that kids in the inner city have choices, even the kids in the inner city. And I think that's a problem. There is a brainwashing, for lack of a better term, that happens in the inner city. They do not believe that they have a choice in all of this. If drugs are in your community, you can choose not to take them or not to sell them. You can choose to. You don't have a racial commitment to these things. You don't have a hood commitment to any of these things. Because they sell drugs or sell guns in your community, you do not have to join a gang. You have no commitment. This does not make you blacker or more hood or more of a representative of those things. You have a choice.
Yeah.
Bro, I
agree with you to a certain extent.
Okay, well, tell me where you don't. Where you stop?
Sometimes your kids are forced into
yes
from older brothers,
that
older
is
cousins, uncles, family members.
Those are gang families.
Yeah, some of them don't have a choice.
Yes, those are gang families, and they do exist. They do. But other stuff you don't have. I mean, other people outside.
Yeah, for the most part, the most like 70%, 75%, you have a choice.
Right, exactly. You have no racial commitment to any of these stereotypes. It will not win you favor with your friends. You know, we used to have this saying that says, when those friends are dead and gone, you're left there holding the bag, right? When you get into trouble, they don't exist anymore. They're not there to hold you down, as they say. So you have no racial commitment to any of it. It doesn't make you authentically black in any way. You can do whatever you want to do. It's okay. Let's get our first check of weather and
In
traffic.
any way, it's okay. Oh, you dropping bars. All right, bro.
Let's get our first check of weather and traffic. Bob Larson's got weather. And Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark. Who's coming, I think. He'll be there in a second. Almost there? I'll hang on as long as I need, to be honest with you. I mean,
I guess we're going to go then.
no, okay.
I don't hear him.
All right, we'll go to weather then.
Sponsored by Duke's Mayonnaise.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Hey, baseball fans, you can win tickets to a Boston Red Sox game with the Red Sox Player of the Game contest. Just listen when we announce the player of the game during the 7th inning stretch. That would be during the break in the middle of the 7th inning, during every game broadcast on WTIC. Then tune into Brian and Company the following morning at 8:10. Know the player of the game, be the correct caller, and you'll win a pair of tickets to an upcoming game in Boston. It's the Red Sox Player of the Game contest, only on WTIC. News Talk 1080. WTIC weather.
Our early taste of September-like weather will continue a while longer. A mixture of clouds and sunshine the rest of today and breezy at times. It can be a brief shower, even a thunder shower at spots, but a good portion of the time rain-free. Today's high near 75. Becoming clear tonight. Very cool overnight, a low of 48 degrees. And tomorrow, sunny to partly cloudy and pleasant. Continued low humidity, high 77. Increase in cloudiness tomorrow night. Not as cool as recent nights. Low tomorrow night, 60. Mostly cloudy on Friday with a couple of showers. Can't rule out a thunderstorm. High Friday, 77. Back to dry weather and pleasant weather as we head into the holiday weekend. Partly sunny on Saturday, high 76. Good deal of sunshine on Sunday, high 78 degrees. And looking ahead to Labor Day, a little bit warmer, but not too humid. Sunshine for the most part, and a high temperature Monday afternoon of 81 degrees. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson in the WTIC Weather Center.
WTIC is celebrating 100 years on the air and 100 years of serving Connecticut. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
It's 4 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. 2 children aged 8 and 10 were killed, 14 others wounded in a shooting at a Minneapolis Catholic school during a morning mass. 3 adults were wounded. The shots were fired from outside by a local gunman, 23-year-old Robin Westman, says Minnesota Governor Tim Walz.
And we often come to these and say, these unspeakable tragedies, or there's no words for this. There shouldn't be words for these types of incidents because they should not happen.
Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry.
Throughout the morning, we have seen this extraordinary Minneapolis family step up in thousands of different ways. People with strength, resilience, compassion, and love for the families that have been forever impacted by this heinous act.
The shooter took his own life, say police. He used 3 legally purchased weapons and also left behind a video manifesto. Clarissa Garcia, a 5th grader, is a student at the school.
A teacher laid me downstairs to the preschool classroom. And so I went there, and me and my friend Cece were just praying.
In New Haven, police have released the names of 2 people shot and killed in the city Monday afternoon. Victims identified now as 26-year-old Daquan Hyman and 32-year-old Ernest Williams. Hyman died shortly after he was shot. Williams later in the day. That investigation is still ongoing. Police looking for suspects. They do say they think there was some sort of fight between a group of people prior to that gunfire. Schools all over Connecticut are opening this week for the 2025-26 school year. Today in East Hartford, local officials were joined by law enforcement and state officials to employ drivers to look out for children at school bus stops and school.
You were expecting an attorney?
Alicia King, Deputy Commissioner of the State Department of Transportation, says the
Sure
message
was.
is simple.
All right.
Every driver to slow down, stay alert, and put distractions away. Children walking or biking to school may be unpredictable. They might cross mid-block, dart between cars, or forget to look both ways. Their safety depends on your attention.
She also reminds drivers that daylight hours will be getting shorter soon, and it's vital that drivers stay vigilant in order to spot walkers on their way to or home from school. Connecticut small business about to take another hit from the White House tariff policy on Friday. The tariff exemption for imported items less than $800 expires. That means businesses will pay more for basic items, something Chris Dempatimo with the Connecticut Business and Industry Association is hearing about from members.
Connecticut is the land of small businesses, and we've been hearing from those, especially on the retail and restaurant front, but even some of the manufacturers, that the removal of the so-called de minimis exemption, and now basically everything will be subject to tariffs, is going to be a concern for them. It's going to increase their prices anywhere between 10 and 50% for some small supplies.
And new information on that detention center in Florida, dubbed Alligator Alcatraz.
The head of Florida's emergency management says the controversial state-run detention facility in the Everglades, dubbed Alligator Alcatraz, will likely soon be empty. That's according to the Associated Press. The state has been fighting a federal judge's order to close the facility by the end of October.
Correspondent Jim Krasula on Wall Street. The Dow up 147 points. NASDAQ ahead 45, S&P up 15. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Coverage varies by plan. At EnduranceWarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission. $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement. A $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203.
It's Reese on the radio. And don't say we didn't warn you on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, Reese on the radio. We are back. Let's do this thing because you know we got to do it every day at 4.
Savory, flavory, bagel, deli, and bakery. Between rounds, between rounds, between rounds.
And congratulations to Maureen C. in West Hartford. She is today's winner of the Between Rounds Dozen Bagels a month for 6 months, courtesy of Between Rounds, the Bagel Bakery and Sandwich Cafe, located in South Windsor, Vernon, and Manchester. If you'd like a chance to win, you got to go to ReeseOnTheRadio.com. That's REESE on the radio.com. You got to enter all of your information. That means phone number and your date of birth. I don't care how old you are. You got to put it in there. You must live in the state of Connecticut. And you cannot have won within the last 6 months. By the way, I got to get to one of these winners that had a problem getting their certificate. I totally forgot that when I was in Connecticut, but I will fix it. And I apologize that I didn't get to it, but I'll find a way to fix it. I will deal with Jerry and make sure he takes care of it. All right, and with that, when we return, I totally forgot this because I didn't even realize it was Wednesday. And with the breaking news of the Annunciation Catholic School shooting, I got caught up in that. But you guys remember that last week we went to the Superior Court in Hartford because there was testimony by the public and by attorneys trying to get the release of the tape or video of the assault on J. Allen Jones. His mother was there. We're going to be talking to her very soon. The mother of his child, we're also going to be talking to her very soon. But today, we're going to talk to attorney Alex Taubes, who is representing the Connecticut Examiner. He was there, and he gave public statements as well. We're going to talk to him about his effort to get this videotape released, which is very reminiscent of the days of the Rahm Emanuel Laquan McDonald case, but I'm sure he's familiar with. We'll talk to him about that after we get back from weather and traffic. And this is an important case. Right now, there's going to be, I guess, a written response by the judge in this. I don't know what it looks like. We'll ask Alex about it and whether the chances of this being released will happen. Of course, he will talk about his efforts to get Tom to back up off this thing and get the video released and what he thinks about it. I'll ask him a whole bunch of questions. So stand by for that when we return. Now let's get another check of weather and traffic with Bob Larson and Mark Christopher's at the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're southbound 91 coming into Hartford, looking at delays 33 down to 32 A and B. South of downtown, a little tight down by exit 28, and again 19 to 17 in Meriden. Northbound 91, that moves well. Cromwell through downtown up into Windsor. Westbound 84 slowing 56 Governor Street out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound, you're looking at delays now about a half mile before 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. 2 eastbound's okay, Glastonbury to Marlboro. 9 northbound, you got some slow traffic now. Harbor Park up to the Aragoni Bridge, and again in Berlin up by exit 32. Heading into Waterbury, delays approaching 17 up to the Mixmaster. Westbound 84 is tied up 26 up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. If you are heading into New Haven, northbound on the Parkway, look for delays approaching exit 59. And southbound on the Parkway slows 60 into the West Rock Tunnel. 95 southbound New Haven tight, 44 to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
Traffic brought to you by the Connecticut Police Chiefs Association. Before our children get to school, they're on the roads, on sidewalks, in crosswalks, riding bikes, and waiting for buses. So put away the distractions and slow down. School's in. Drive smart. A message from the Connecticut Police Chiefs Association and Connecticut DOT.
WTIC weather.
A mixture of clouds and sunshine the rest of today, along with a gusty breeze, even a passing shower. Today's high not far from 75. Becoming clear tonight, cool overnight, dropping to a low of 48. And tomorrow looks nice, sunshine, a few clouds, high 77. Increase in clouds tomorrow night, low 60. Could be a couple of showers in the area on Friday. Friday's high at 77. Right now it is 70 in Unionville, it's 73 in Plymouth, 76 degrees at Hartford. This is meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars Lose the Weight, Stop Smoking Early Bird Special, $49.99. Seminars Thursday, September 18th, Hilton Garden in Hartford North, Bradley International Airport, Windsor. Weight loss, 5:30 p.m. Stop Smoking Seminar, 8 p.m. Or Saturday, September 20th, Holiday Inn Express, Southington. Weight loss, 11 a.m. Stop Smoking Seminar, 2 p.m.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Thinking about McLean's award-winning assisted living or memory care for someone you love? Join McLean for an informative panel discussion on September 18th at Hop Meadow Country Club in Simsbury. Spaces limited, so RSVP by September 10th. Visit exploremclean.org.
Looking to retire with confidence? Get the answers you need. Tune in to Wall Street Sweeper with Russ Hackman. Sunday mornings at 9:30 on NewsTalk WTIC AM. Strategies, insights, and smart retirement talk. Don't miss it.
I'm an elder law attorney, Haley Allaire. Our greatest reward is happy clients telling us that they're very thankful for our help.
I'm Carolyn from Coventry. Recently, my 82-year-old mother had a few falls and ended up in rehab. What we thought would be temporary care became permanent. When we applied for Medicaid, it was overwhelming. From our first meeting with Allaire Elder Law, they listened and guided us, providing clarity, kindness, and compassion. We were finally granted Medicaid, and a huge weight came off my shoulders. Thank you, Allaire Elder Law team.
AllaireElderLaw.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up. Me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
This Labor Day weekend, we're celebrating Bob's Discount Furniture's 200th store milestone with the entire Bob's family across the country. For more than 30 years, we've believed everyone deserves the home they love. That's why we brought our everyday low prices on furniture, mattresses, and more to over 200 locations from coast to coast and counting. Not to mention free treats for the whole family in our cafes. Celebrate Bob's Discount Furniture's 200
Here we go.
this Labor Day weekend.
Oh, my Bob.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back, folks, and on the line with us, as promised, attorney Alex Taubes. Is it? Why do I want to say Taubes, but it's Taubes? Am I pronouncing it correctly, Alex?
It's Taubes, yes.
Taubes,
Thank
yeah,
you.
okay. And you are, again, you have your own firm, but you are here, in this case, representing the Connecticut Examiner, in essence, suing the state to release the tapes of J. Allen Jones's death and the events that led to it. Explain to us, one, what you're trying to do. Well, let's talk about how you got involved in this case.
Thank you so much, Reese. My name's Alex Taubes. I'm a civil rights attorney in New Haven, Connecticut, and I represent many incarcerated people who are suing the state for a variety of reasons, many of them wrongfully convicted of crimes they didn't commit, others who have been subjected to brutal abuses in the prison environment. And I also represent a lot of other different types of organizations. In this instance, a newspaper in Connecticut, Connecticut Examiner, or ctexaminer.com, they've hired me because they disagree with the government's decision to keep the video of a prisoner's death secret and under seal. The newspaper wants to publish the video to its readers and customers, and the government and the court system thus far have said no. So they hired me to essentially bring a motion in court forcing the court to release the video.
Now, you are doing this alongside the Connecticut ACLU. Are you guys working separately, together? What's exactly the relationship there? Are you just two separate entities searching for the same thing?
Well, I've worked with the ACLU many times in the past. I wouldn't call myself a card-carrying member, but we are colleagues, and also Dan Barrett is a civil rights attorney for the ACLU who gets involved in a lot of the similar types of matters I get involved in. In this case, we represent distinct entities with distinct goals and views. ACLU obviously cares about freedom of speech and civil liberties. As a newspaper, CT Examiner cares about freedom of the press.
Now, Alex, there's something that I heard through the grapevine. When you and I were introduced, I was told that there are people who have seen this video of Jay Allen's death, and they want it released to the public. Is there any truth to that? Have some people seen it? Because I heard maybe his mother, Jessica Jones, has viewed the videotape. Others may have viewed the videotape. Is there any truth to that?
Well, I don't know who's seen it and who's not, but it's obvious that some people have viewed it. The lawyers for the government have viewed it. The DOC Security Division has viewed it. The judge is going to view it pretty soon. And then there is a protective order in the case, which is basically a court-ordered guideline over materials that have been exchanged with the lawyers for J. Allen Jones's family. That lawyer, or the lawyers representing the estate, they have seen the video. They have hired expert witnesses, private contractors who have viewed the video. But I believe that anyone other than state employees who have viewed it are required to sign this protective order saying that they will not release it to anyone else.
They also are not allowed to disclose what they see on this tape. Is that true?
That's a little more murky to me, in my opinion, because how do you stop someone from describing something that they've seen?
Right.
There's also a written report on the video that has screenshots from the video and description of what is seen on the video. But in theory, they can't be going around saying that this is exactly what I saw because they have to sign something before they can watch it.
Gotcha. And in essence, that's sort of like using a very loose term. It can only be described something to the effect of like an NDA, right? Like a non-disclosure sort of deal.
Exactly. They have to sign an NDA to watch the video. It's basically like the kind of process you have to go through if you want to be in a Diddy freak-off.
Nice one. Nice one. Way to tie that in. We're on the phone with attorney Alex Taubes, who is representing the Connecticut Examiner in the J. Allen Jones case. Talk to me a little bit about what you think as far as the hearing we went to, where I met you, and the public's response to this. I mean, we heard from his mother, Jessica Jones. We also heard from the mother of his son, and I keep forgetting her name. Richardson is her last name. Am I right there?
Yeah, Richardson.
Yes.
The Richardson family.
Yeah, she says that her son also suffers from schizophrenia that he got genetically from his father. There's truth to that, right?
Well, I don't know anything about.
Oh, you don't know
that.
about? Okay, you don't have to answer that.
I don't know
then.
about their family. I don't represent them.
Okay.
I do know there's a lot of people who came out to that hearing. You would have thought that Kim Kardashian is in that video based on how many people came to that hearing.
Indeed.
It was very high public interest. Yeah.
So what do you make of the state or the government's case? Because you said you were probably one of the most, let's just say, passionate speakers there. Not that his mother wasn't. She's saddened and she's subdued. But you had such a passionate argument. In the beginning, I was like, okay, let me find out what this guy's like. But you got up there. You were so good. People were resisting applauding in the room because the judge told them not to have any outbursts. But talk to me about why you're so passionate, because you do stand up for these people who are wronged inside the criminal justice system. But you, like I did when I heard about this, know that there is something rotten in Denmark. Talk to me about William Tong's fighting this video coming out and what you think that's about.
Well, I was pretty frank with the judge. What I told her was that I don't really think that this is a close call. I don't really think it's close at all. That if you're going by what the law says and the Constitution and what our precedents say and what our country is about, then we shouldn't be up here begging that the government and the court show us the evidence they're using to say they did nothing wrong when someone died. And he was completely under the control of the government. So this is not private property we're talking about here. And the only person whose privacy is at stake is the family of the man who died. And they're demanding publicity, not privacy. So if it's a question of law, it's not even close. But what we have here is a very powerful politician in the Attorney General, William Tong, who has put his professional reputation and career on the line in favor of secrecy. And when an Attorney General says something needs to be secret, you think, well, I mean, there must be something on this video that's going to threaten national security. And the judge hasn't even seen it yet, so she doesn't know how sincere they are. But unless, they've taken out bin Laden on this video in the background, there's nothing secret here. This happened on our watch, on our prison property, where anybody can go. Even Governor Malloy, Governor Lamont like to go and throw a press conference. Cameras are allowed in then. But when something happens that might be a little bit off script, then they think it's a threat to national security. I think it's laughable. I tried to contain my laughter and just tell the court that I didn't think it was close.
Yeah. No, you made it a compelling case. We're on the phone with attorney Alex Taubes. He is representing the Connecticut Examiner in the case of the release of the J. Allen Jones assault, if not murder. The coroner has called it a homicide. He didn't refer to it as a negligent homicide, but he referred to it as a homicide. No one has been held accountable, and his family wants the video released. Let me ask you something about this, because there are several things that I found out later on after I heard about this story, be it the article that was written by Devon Ward or the article that was written in law.com. What I found out going there was so many more details that literally blew my mind away, was the fact that I thought it was just 4 police officers that subdued J. Allen. It turns out it was as many as 9. And another part about this that also blew my mind is that we are not talking about a videotape or a recording that was on stationary or cameras that are stationary inside the room. This was filmed on a handheld camcorder. What do you make of any of that?
I think that it's just outrageous that we are even having this discussion. And to top it all off, Reese, the video's from over 7 years ago. We're talking 90 months ago this video was created. J. Allen Jones's sentence would have been over by now.
Yeah.
He would have been released from prison by now. So what are we doing here? Are we blocking history from being public? I mean, it's almost history at this point, 7 years later. But the government counts on things cooling off with time. And so if they can slow things down for years and years, sometimes that means people are going to stop paying attention. People are going to give up. Things will die down and go away. In this situation, it seems to me that if they're still fighting to keep it secret this many years later, they may really have something to hide on this video. And that's very disturbing, that the reason why they would try to keep it secret is because they have something to hide.
Let me ask you this, because I talked to a lot of people, and I saved this for you till you got on air. You had said some things that we talked about in the hallway. I don't want to get into that. You said something interesting in relation to William Tong versus Donald Trump that I'll keep to just us, because I thought it was great that you said it. But and you may not even be a Trump fan, but I still love that you said it because it was pretty funny and true. But the thing that I find myself compelled by in all of this is there are some people who believe that William Tong is protecting the legacy of Governor Malloy because it happened on his watch, and also protecting the legacy of the Democrat Party as it relates to their relationship with the African-American and minority communities in Connecticut. Why do I say that? According to them, if this video comes out, Lamont and William Tong, much less Democrats in Connecticut, would lose the support of the African-American community. It's not about, because again, it doesn't make sense because it didn't happen on William Tong's watch. It didn't happen on Governor Lamont's watch. It happened before they even were, the governor or the attorney general. Why would they be protecting us to so many levels? And some people say it's because of the legacy of Democrats in the relationship with the black community, and this would alter it for the rest of time. What do you say?
I think that the governor and the attorney general have been very unwilling to, this current governor and attorney general have kind of pumped the brakes on policies that the prior governor put in to help people who are in jail and in prisons. And so this is the result of policies not being put in place and people not caring about what goes on in the prison. And as a result of that, now if they release this video, it's going to be embarrassing.
Sure.
Why were you keeping it secret for so long? Why were you fighting this case for so long? Why were you trying to get it dismissed? Why were you trying not to pay the family anything? All of those things did happen under Lamont and Tong's watch. And that's actually been their MO.
Right.
They make very good words to the black community. Very good words. Some of the best words you can come up with to say. But when it comes to actually putting money where your mouth is and devoting the resources or correcting the historical injustices that have been visited upon black people, they're not there. Because if there's one thing we know about the government in Connecticut, is that it wants your money. It wants your tax money. It wants to eat it up, suck it up, and I don't know what they do with it, but they want your money, right?
Right. Yeah.
And better believe they don't want to take any of that and give it back to people they've wronged.
Interesting. You know what? And it's funny that because even Devon Ward said that William Tong's response to him when in other cases when they were seen in private, like at the gas station or anything, is that, Tong says he has a fiduciary duty to protect the taxpayers' money. But even Devon says that that's inconsistent because when he wants to, he'll be happy to give taxpayer dollars to a whole bunch of other boondoggles. But just here, he just won't do it. And I think you're right on point with his resistance within those communities that they know that they've wronged. It might be just lip service. So, Alex, I thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. As the developments come up, we're still waiting for the judge to give a written decision. Is that what we're waiting on now?
It could only be at most another 7 years. I'm sure we'll get an answer.
Let's hope it's not that long, okay? I got to be here. Right. Attorney Alex Thomas, representing the Connecticut Examiner in the J. Allen Jones case. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate you, sir.
Thank you.
You got it. Let's get another check of traffic and weather with Bob Larson, and Mark Christopher is in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're westbound 84 coming into Hartford right now, look for delays approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush Avenue, 84 eastbound delays, 44 Prospect Oakwood up to 48 Capitol Avenue. Southbound 91, you're slowing 33 down to 32 A and B. Again, 27 down to 28. Again, some slow traffic down in Meriden from 19 down to exit 17 for the Wilbur-Cross Parkway. Northbound 91's okay. Cromwell through downtown up into Windsor. 291 through 84 okay east of the river. 2 westbound's a little slow as you merge to the 84 west. 9 northbound's a little tight as you approach the Aragoni Bridge. 9 north again slowing 32 in Berlin up to exit 34 in New Britain. 84 eastbound got slow traffic now approaching 17 up to the Mixmaster and again by 23 in Waterbury. Westbound 84 is slowing 26 up to the Mixmaster. Heading in toward New Haven, southbound Parkway delays 60 into the West Rock. Northbound Parkway slows 58 up to 59 in New Haven. 95 southbound delays 46 to 44 in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Our early taste of September-like weather will continue a while longer. A mixture of clouds and sunshine the rest of today and breezy at times. It can be a brief shower, even a thunder shower at spots, but a good portion of the time rain-free. Today's high near 75. Becoming clear tonight. Very cool overnight, a low of 48 degrees. And tomorrow, sunny to partly cloudy and pleasant. Continued low humidity, high 77. Increasing cloudiness tomorrow night, not as cool as recent nights. Low tomorrow night 60. And mostly cloudy on Friday with a couple of showers. Can't rule out a thunderstorm. High Friday 77. Back to dry weather and pleasant weather as we head into the holiday weekend. Partly sunny on Saturday, high 76. Good deal of sunshine on Sunday, high 78 degrees. And looking ahead to Labor Day, a little bit warmer, but not too humid. Sunshine for the most part, and a high temperature Monday afternoon of 81 degrees. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC News Update.
76 degrees at 4:30. I'm John Silva. Police in Minneapolis say a lone gunman fired into a Catholic school during Mass today, killing an 8 and a 10-year-old, wounding 14 others and 3 adults. The shooter, identified as 23-year-old Robin Westman, killed himself. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz.
There's no words that are going to ease the pain of the families today. On behalf of all the people of Minnesota, our deepest sympathies.
President Trump has ordered all flags to half-staff in honor and memory of the victims. In Connecticut, Governor Lamont says U.S. and state flags will be lowered through Sunday evening. A state police constable was justified in the use of deadly force on a suspect in Colchester last year. Inspector General issued the report today on the shooting death of Jared Billard. This after they got a call, police did, about a landlord-tenant dispute back in April of last year. Report says Billard was waving knives and racked a gun before pointing it at police, who fired on the suspect, killing him. Trump administration extending control over Washington by taking management of Union Station away from Amtrak. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy on hand for that today. State Department of Transportation is narrowing the Mixmaster replacement project in Waterbury down to 2 alternatives. They have to receive further environmental studies. One plan would see a reconfiguration of the Naugatuck River to accommodate the project. Work would begin in the mid-2030s. And West Nile virus has turned up in 34 states, cities and towns, that is, across Connecticut, according to those with the Connecticut Agricultural Experiment Station. Scientists say mosquitoes have been carrying the virus, but no human cases have been reported. On Wall Street, the Dow finished up 147 points today. The Nasdaq picked up 45, and the S&P was up 15 points. Red Sox and Orioles tonight on TIC. Pregame follows the 6 p.m. news here. Yanks wiped out Washington 11-2. The Mets will finish their series against Philly tonight at Citi Field. Eastern League, Portland at Duncan Park takes on the Yard Goats, 7:10 on the Odyssey app. And in the WNBA, the Connecticut Sun visit Dallas. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Suicide is something that affects all of us, and we can all play a part in saving lives. Make a difference in your community by walking out of the darkness with us on Saturday, September 27th at Bushnell Park in Hartford. Help spread awareness and understanding. Send the message that help is available and raise funds for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Register today at afsp.org/CT Capital Area, and then we'll see you in Bushnell Park September 27th. WTIC News Talk 1080 is proud partner of the American Federation for Suicide Prevention Out of the Darkness Walk.
Slow? Clogged? Backed up? Don't worry. ALO Home Services has you covered. For only $93, our technician will clear any drain in your home. And if it can't be cleared, it's free. Call for details. Licensed for safety. HIC 628926, P10277688, S10406241, S3308699, SM3004646, E1185643.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Actual price will depend on prescription plan. Featured products or compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Stay locked in. Reese on the Radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, we're back, and I'd like to thank Alex for being a part of the program, setting us off. I got to stick with the protocol. We'll get to your phone calls in a second. Let's get to some news. WWE co-founder Vince McMahon applied for a pretrial probationary program at his arraignment for his reckless driving case yesterday. He appeared at the State Superior Court in Stamford, where he applied for accelerated rehabilitation program. If granted, McMahon could see the charges against him dismissed. McMahon's court appearance comes after his July arrest in connection with a Merritt Parkway crash. I'm not going to lie, I'm not giving him a pass or anything, but is it me or is that like the least like highway? I've never liked the Merritt. I don't even know what it is. Anytime I've had to go on it, I don't like driving it on it at night. Maybe somebody could explain it to me. I think it's me.
No.
Is it me or is it not me?
It's not you.
It's not. Oh, so, okay. So you feel the same way about the Merritt Parkway?
I hate the Merritt Parkway.
What is it? What's the part that bothers you about the Merritt Parkway?
First of all, I don't think there's many breakdown lanes.
Yes, that's a big problem.
The speed limit is such and such, but people drive 90.
Yes.
And they're whipping out through traffic.
And it's
And if
so
you go-
thin.
Yeah,
It doesn't feel like you have any room.
Yeah, you don't have any room, and if God forbid the weather's bad, that's 10 times worse. And if
That's-
it's nighttime, it's crazy deers everywhere. Everybody's hitting.
Okay,
deers.
so I'm not off the beaten path on this one. It's everything you just described is my problem with the Merritt Parkway.
Yeah.
Every one of those reasons.
I literally drive an extra like 35 minutes when I'm coming back from New York, just so I don't have to get
To
on.
avoid it.
To avoid it, yeah, I go 684 through Brewster and White Plains and to 84. I'd rather just go that way.
And it's so funny because so many people's like, yeah, just take the Merritt. And I'm like, no.
No thanks.
I hate when people suggest it. Oh, the Merritt gets you there faster. I'm like, I hate that. It doesn't matter about whether or not getting there faster. I don't feel comfortable. I always feel uncomfortable on it. And everybody else drives on it like a lunatic. Lunatic.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you for that. I'm glad. I feel better now. I got more headlines when we return. Speaking of the Merritt Parkway, Mark Christopher is in the BPS Traffic Center. Mark, Merritt Parkway. What is
Yes.
it? Is it me that most people don't like the Merritt Parkway because of the reasons Roland just said? Because there's no what do you call it? Emergency lane. It's very
Right.
thin.
Right.
Of course, at night you have to worry about deer crossing, and everybody drives
big
on it
time.
like it's the Autobahn.
That was that road was designed and built in the 1930s, and that really not a whole lot has changed since then. Obviously, there's a lot more traffic. Cars go a lot quicker now.
Yes.
And that
It was
is-
not designed for today's traffic.
No. I don't see that changing anytime soon.
No.
So, the thing is around here, when you're going down there, you can either go 91 to 95, or you can take the Wilbur. If you don't like truck traffic, that's the road you're probably going to pick.
Right.
If you don't like deers and dark road, you're probably going to pick 95. So,
Right.
so pick your poison there, because that ain't going to change
You're
anytime
damn right.
soon.
Damn right.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon. If you are heading into downtown Hartford,
Or you just go to 84.
Yeah, right.
of I-91, got delays 34 down to 32 A and B, and again 27 to 28. More slow traffic approaching 19 down to 17 for the Wilbur-Cross Parkway. Northbound 91's okay. Cromwell through downtown up into Windsor. Westbound 84 is slowing, approaching just after 56 Governor Street up to 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound, we have an accident now on the between exit 48 and 49. Looks like the left center lane blocked with that, so stay left or right. Delays are back to 44 Prospect Oakwood. 291, 384 is okay. 2 westbound slowing, 1D up to the 84 West merge. 9 southbound's a little slow. Cromwell Middletown line to the Aragoni Bridge in Middletown. Over to Waterbury, 84 eastbound delays approaching 17 to the Mixmaster. Westbound 84 is tied up approaching 26 up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. If you're traveling 15 southbound delays 60 into the West Rock Tunnel. Northbound Parkway slows 58 up to the West Rock, and 95 southbound delays 46 down to 44 in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
This traffic report is being brought to you by Stu Leonard's Farm Fresh Foods.
This week's Stu Leonard's app deals, direct from Amish country, all natural boneless chicken thighs are just $2.99 a pound, save $1. Plus, bone-in beef short ribs are just $7.99 a pound. See more weekly deals at StuLeonards.com.
WTIC weather.
Stay breezy the rest of today and partly sunny, a brief shower in some areas. High temperature near 75. Becoming clear tonight. Very cool overnight for a night in August anyway. A low of 48 degrees. And sunshine, patchy clouds tomorrow. Pleasant day, high 77. Mostly cloudy on Friday with a couple of showers in the area. Maybe a thunderstorm, high 77. Back to sunshine as we start the holiday weekend on Saturday. Right now it is 70 in Windsor. It's 73 in Willimantic and 76 degrees at Hartford. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Tune in to WTIC News Talk 1080 for Healthy Rounds, Saturday mornings 11 till noon. Learn from the top experts about the latest medical news and call in with your questions. Healthy Rounds, sponsored by Hartford Healthcare, Saturday mornings 11 till noon on WTIC News Talk 1080 and WTIC.com.
A winning team has great players and coaches with different strengths and expertise, but all with a common goal: to win. A full-service law firm is no different. At BPS Lawyers, we have top legal minds in every every specialty: personal injury, business law, family law, criminal defense, and more. Visit any of our 6 offices across Connecticut. When it comes to the law, you don't just need a lawyer. You need a full-service law firm. BPS Lawyers, your lawyers for life. Visit bpslawyers.com, proud full-service law partner of UConn Athletics. Nick Payne-Dearest is responsible for this ad.
Most people idea there's an invisible gap in their home's protection. This invisible threat is house stealing. Con artists pick a house. They transfer the deed of this house into their name by obtaining the forms, using the fake IDs, and filing the paperwork with proper authorities. Now they own the home. Protect your home from this invisible gap. Check on your home's title right now at HomeTitleLock.com. Be sure to use promo code RADIO, and they will send you a complete title scan of your home's title. And your first 30 days of triple lock title protection is free. HomeTitleLock.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-384-9393. That's 800-384-9393.
The NAACP calls him, whoa, I don't think I'm allowed to read this.
It's Reese on the radio.
Let's just say some people are not fans. On NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
My fault. My stupid microphone. We'll get back to the headlines in a second, but I want to go to the phones because people have been on hold for a bit. Let's go to Karen in Southington. Hello, Karen.
Hey there, Reese. So the big thing about the Merritt, why it's called a parkway versus a highway. When it was built, it was supposed to be a recreational route, like you go on your Sunday morning, your Sunday afternoon drive. That's what it was intended to be, with specific Art Deco bridges, and it was supposed to be this beautiful little country highway. And obviously, it turned into a path for New Yorkers to come into Connecticut. And the big thing about the Merritt is you can't have any kind of commercial vehicles.
Right.
No, bucket trucks, nothing on there. It's great when you see a police officer who is stopping red vehicles that aren't.
Karen, you brought up something that, you know what, as you were saying it, that is one of the things that I've always recognized about the Merritt. It looks like it's meant for like recreational travel, it almost seems like the road was developed as a tourist attraction.
It was, because there was no traffic back then, and it was not a direct route between New York and Connecticut to avoid tolls back then, which it is now. But the biggest thing that I dislike about the Merritt, I would say, about driving on there, is the areas that you could go off the highway, go to the gas station, go to the Dunkin' Donuts, and those people trying to get back on that highway is like suicide for both the people and for you as the commuter. It is like suicide.
Double Dutch.
Yo, it's so crazy that you say that, because I've done that like by accident, end up on the Merritt Parkway, and you have the on-ramp, and I did it in 2 different cars. I did it in a Mustang, and then I did it in like a 4-cylinder car, which is the worst vehicle that you could get on the Merritt with, because to hear people honking at you while you are impeding their motion on the Merritt because you are trying to rev up to 60 miles an hour is the worst feeling in the world.
I think my biggest fear of driving the Merritt is someday getting stuck in that tunnel near Woodbridge, getting off near, and thinking to myself, you're a dead man, because the way that people speed through without any other lane to move to, you may as well just be dead at that point.
Yeah, but somebody's going to rear end you without a doubt.
Awful place. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awful place.
Thank you. I appreciate you. All you have to do is mention traffic around here. You guys will definitely show up. I love you for that.
Oh, absolutely.
Thanks, Karen. Let's go to Fulton. How are you, sir?
What's up, buddy? I heard something about the Merritt. So in the 30s when they built it, right, they built the bridge low enough so buses out of New York City couldn't come out to the beaches like Milford and stuff. So
Great.
I swear, honestly, because you can't, right? So people with cars, that's who could come out to the beaches in Connecticut from New York. So whoever they're excluding in the 30s, you can imagine, and I'm not going to say.
Somebody, and only reason why I know this, Fulton, is because when we first got to Connecticut back in 2004, someone had suggested to us, and it may have been a cruel joke. Well, somebody said, hey, you want to take a great trip up to Connecticut to Hartford? Take the Merritt. And sure enough, the guy I was going up there with said, hey, man, they said take the Merritt Parkway. We're going to love it. Well, I'm the one driving, and I'm kind of new to driving at the time. I didn't get my driver's license until I was in my 40s. But I was driving on that thing, and I don't remember a life ever where I didn't have my hands on 10 and 2 the entire drive with tunnel vision.
What's the parkway by the Reader's Digest coming up in Westchester there, where you go over by the by Nyack and all that?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Is that the Iconic? That's just
yes.
Bad. I mean, those are horrible. But I really called to say the only thing that really stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun.
That's right.
No more laws. So and I say, like, not for nothing, 10 months after Sandy Hook, I was a cop, right? So they vote, Newtown votes to have cops in the school, and they vote no. 10 months after Sandy Hook.
Wow.
And those were the victims. So not for nothing, do people want guns in the school? Because Sandy Hook said no 10 months later. So I don't know. I don't know what.
Do you think it was because of
money.
their
money? They said it was money.
Well, okay. You don't think that had anything to do with their visceral reaction to guns and its use in the taking of lives, that people are like, the immediate rejection is almost shell-shocking. Just go, look, I don't want any more guns. No more guns.
Do something. People say, I have to do something. I want to do something about this. I have to make a change. And people don't realize that it's like a virtue signal. Let's make more rules. Let's make more laws so it's harder for a regular guy with a gun to get a gun that could actually stop something at the mall.
Yeah, it's got to be done. And I think, look, when we have so many people who say that we don't want average citizens with a gun and we want authority with a gun, this is the only...
Christine saying a teacher with a gun. My wife is a teacher. My daughter's going to be a teacher. Those are the last two people I want with guns.
Right.
Now.
But I'm saying that if you really think about it, right, the people on the left who are I don't want to call them all anti, Second Amendment, but they are anti-gun. They don't want the guns in the hands of civilians, right? You would have asked them and they had their way, nobody would have a gun except for the military and police. But we are saying, as conservatives who believe in the Second Amendment and that people should be able to have the right to bear arms, we at least want police officers to have the guns, but we just want them stationed in places where they will be needed. Because in one breath, you can't say, as the first caller, said, that we have a growing number of people who are targeting schools, especially in the suburbs, a la Sandy Hook, that we cannot meet that threat with officers.
Why has there been no murders? Why has there been no murders in D.C. in the last 15 days? I know.
There you go.
The Army's not stopping people. So it's just the presence that they're there with people with guns that, I don't know, you want to be in a gunfight with a couple cats from the Army? I don't know.
You're so right.
Guy.
The evidence.
Go to Chicago. Let's see what's happened there. And all of a sudden, what are you going to say now? When they're not stopping people, not taking their Fourth Amendment, which the DOT does all the time in truck drivers, they can just stop you for no reason, which is insane. But, people don't want to talk about, you got to take your shoes off to get on an airplane.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law, 80 years old.
Not anymore, though. Hey. No. If you haven't we're done with that.
20 years later, after 9/11, I'm still taking my shoes off, and I'm the threat. I get it.
Yeah, I hear you. Thanks, Fulton. Let me take one more. I'll take Mark in Windsor. How we doing, Mark?
Hello. Greetings to all the men and women listeners out there.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, these transsexuals are they are mental health cases. That is a mental health disorder. Obviously, to just go and murder an innocent individual is a pure example of a person's mental disorder. But these people that are trying to live as something they never will be, no matter how much plastic surgery, cosmetic surgery they have, they'll never be the ultimate
ultimate goal, which again will drive them even to more dysphoria, because no matter what changes they do, there's still that sense of not belonging to said gender, right? And that's a mental thing, because inside the brain is where all of this is functioning, right? You can change all the body parts that you want, but there's still that constant theme going on in the brain that says, well, you're not really a woman yet. You're not real. And if that keeps permeating inside your head, the mental disorder only grows, no matter what you do physically.
And it's in these governments and these politicians, we should not have laws that's not as, I don't see that as a civil rights law regarding transsexuals. It's not a civil rights law, but unfortunately, many people don't realize that. I believe it was during the COVID hysteria, the Biden-Harris administration pushed to move them under the civil rights laws, protections for transsexuals, and that changes that perverts people's perception of, and makes some individuals think that, oh, it's a civil rights matter.
Do you think they did that because they were running out of things to call civil rights?
Partly, but also I think that the Democrats and other and many of their Democrat political party sponsors, they're just pimping that segment of the population to sow discourse in our society.
Sure.
To help destabilize.
Create bad guys, create straw men.
Yep. Well, yes, and create conflicts between them and us.
Interesting, you said them.
Yeah, and also use it to kind of merge those a lot of that demographic, merge the transsexuals with the homosexuals, with the lesbians, and they made it one larger political group. When I know a lot of homosexuals don't like to associate with transsexuals.
No, well,
and they see that as a mental health disorder, and not, but politicians just are forcing it.
As they always do, lumping everybody up into categories instead of individualism. It's rampant.
This thing with the Connecticut prisons and the videotape.
Yeah.
I would have liked for that attorney to share, or maybe he did and I missed it. Are there other examples in Connecticut of where the tapes have been made public, and with police or corrections officers?
Yes, there has been, and I didn't ask him about it, but there was a case, in fact, that Alex Taubus mentions in his dissertation to the court last week, where he actually does point that out, that there was a case with another mental health patient and incarcerant who they settled with after he had died at the hands of corrections officers. But you want to know what the difference was, Mark? What do you think the difference was? The most blatant difference between the two?
William Tong wasn't there.
Nah. The incarcerated person was white. And they settled.
It doesn't surprise me.
Nope, it does not me either. Thank you, boss man. I appreciate you.
Have a great one.
You too. Let's go to David in Vernon. How are you, David?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm all right. What do you got for me?
So, real quickly, the Merritt Parkway was part of a spider web that gave the people in New York City the opportunity to get out of the city. You had the Merritt, which was the 15. You had the 25, which went to Long Island, 25 north and south. You had Route 9 that went up to upstate New York, and there's probably something that went to New Jersey. Does that any of that reminisce with you?
Yes. In fact, I know all of those. And again, the fact that you said that the Merritt Parkway was built for New Yorkers so they could come into Connecticut, that I'm going to call that the cruelest joke Connecticut ever played on New York, the Merritt Parkway. Because I'm sorry, I drive every time I end up on it. It's only one time in my life I ever went on the Merritt Parkway on purpose. Every time I've ever been on it, and I can honestly say it's about 20, It was by accident. And it's,
yeah, but the point was the fact that all of those highways were a spider web for people to get out of New York City.
Right.
When automobiles first became an entity.
Oh, no, I get it. I'm just saying that, as Mark, suggested, it was not built for the traffic today. It's never been expanded on. And again, if they were, what a project it would be. It would cost billions of dollars to renovate or to change or to make, to apply it to today's needs as a spur. And every time I think about it.
Roads were. They were all the same style.
Yes, you're right. What's the other one in New York on the West Side Highway? I always think of the is it the river? Oh, goodness gracious. There's a scene.
I don't know. You got 9A through K or something.
Yeah, it'll come to me in a second. I can't think about it. I got to go to a break though, David. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. There's a road that's in the Bronx that goes up that looks just like the Merritt Parkway. And for some odd reason, it's escaping me. It's the Something Mill Highway. Let's go to Mark Christopher. Sawmill River Parkway. That's it. The Sawmill River Parkway. I knew I would come up with it. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Traffic Center. Isn't the Sawmill River Parkway just like the Merritt?
Yeah,
the design is just the same.
Yeah, they connect.
Yeah.
The road, this road was built in the 30s. I mean, it was part of the, put people back to work. I forgot what they called that program back in the 30s, but, it's...
Whenever I'm on the west side of Manhattan, and if I got to go to Connecticut, if I was on the Sawmill River Parkway, of course, you have to go into the Merritt. You don't have to, but I did. And that would be, as soon as I saw I was on the Merritt, I would go, oh, no! I hated that drive.
Yeah, now the original Merritt between Greenwich and Norwalk was opened in 1938.
Wow.
You can see how that road is, 85, 86, 87 years old now. So, yeah, there you go. I mean, that's the reason. And like I said, people want to keep it scenic, and that way they can only do so much. There's not a lot of land to work with there.
That's
right.
The
problem. Well, Reese, if you're heading into Hartford right now, southbound 91, got slow traffic 33 down to 32 IMB, and again 27 to 28. More slow traffic as you move 19 down to 17 for the Wilbur Cross Parkway. Northbound 91 moving well. Cromwell through downtown up into Windsor. Westbound 84 tight up 56 Governor Street out to 45 Flatbush. 84 eastbound slowing a half mile before 46 Sisson Avenue down to the Bulkley Bridge. 291 through 84 okay. 2 westbound some tight traffic. 1D up to the 84 West merge. Both sides of 9 heavy approaching the Aragoni Bridge. 9 northbound some slow traffic. Berlin into New Britain between 32 and exit 34. 84 eastbound in Waterbury delays 17 up to the Mixmaster, and again by 23. Westbound 84 some tight traffic approaching 26 up to the Mixmaster. If you're heading toward New Haven, southbound Parkway delays 61 down to the West Rock Tunnel, and northbound on the Parkway you've got delays from exit 58 up to 59 in New Haven. South 95 tied up 46 to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
Brought to you by Staples. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $125 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends 9/13. And save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
WTIC weather.
Intervals of clouds, sunshine the rest of today, and breezy. Can't rule out a passing shower, even a thunder shower.
WTIC is celebrating 100 years on the air and 100 years of serving Connecticut. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
5 o'clock, good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Tragedy at a Catholic school in Minneapolis today. That's where police say a lone gunman opened fire from outside during a morning mass. An 8-year-old and a 10-year-old were killed. 14 other children were injured, including some critically, along with 3 adults. The gunman has been identified as 23-year-old Robin Westman. Police are trying to figure out if he had any prior ties to Annunciation School. Police Chief Brian O'Hara says they've uncovered some evidence early in the investigation.
We're also aware of a manifesto that the shooter had timed to be released on YouTube. This manifesto appeared to show him at the scene and included some disturbing writings. That content has since been taken down, with the assistance of the FBI, and it now remains under active review by our investigators.
3 of the parishioners who were wounded were in their 80s, says the chief. The Connecticut Office of Inspector General says a state police constable was justified in using deadly force against a suspect in an incident last year. It was April of 2024 that CSP got the call to investigate a landlord dispute in Colchester. Landlord at the Norwich Street residence said Jared Billard was drunk, yelling and waving knives. The suspect was in the basement by the time police arrived, racking a gun. Officers took defensive positions. Billard opened the door, pointed a shotgun at police, according to the report. Constable then returned fire, hitting Billard in the chest and killing him. Most Connecticut public school districts are heading back to class this week. School and local officials have been repeating a familiar refrain to drivers as the year begins: slow down and get rid of distractions behind the wheel. They were on hand today in East Hartford to drive that point home. School's opening means more children at bus stops or in school zones. Leisha King is the Deputy Commissioner of the State Department of Transportation. She says the days will be getting shorter too, so keep that in mind.
Turning on your headlights and slowing down gives you more time to react. These simple actions, slowing down, stopping for buses, and staying alert, saves lives.
Drivers are also reminded that the penalty for going around a stopped school bus with its stop sign deployed is hefty. A first offense can run you $475. Connecticut small business will soon come under additional pressure when they have to pay more for imported items that were previously exempt from tariffs. WTIC's Dave Mager reports.
The Connecticut Business and Industry Association says members are calling. They're concerned about Friday's Trump-ordered end of the tariff exemption for imported items less than $800. The CBIA's Christy Pentima says that means additional expenses of between 10 and 50% for companies to absorb or pass on to consumers.
In some cases, they're trying to figure out, do I eat these costs? Do I stop making this certain product? Do I stop selling a certain type of food or beverage or clothing? And so it's a real hardship, a real tough decision for them to make.
The CBIA estimates the wider Trump tariff policy will cost Connecticut companies a combined $3.2 billion per year. Dave Maker, WTIC 1080 News.
2 alternatives to replace the Mixmaster Highway in Waterbury are advancing to next stages. State Department of Transportation says the new Mix project, as it's called, would unstack the current configuration and build new bridges over the Naugatuck River, which would be diverted in one of the 2 scenarios being considered. The DOT's Josh Morgan explains many of the issues with the current infrastructure will be eliminated.
Eliminating a lot of these left-hand merges and left-hand exits, which are just, creating a lot of traffic congestion, leading to a lot of crashes. So both alternatives are going to be eliminating those. A lot of those hairpin turns of people maybe merging from Route 8 to get onto I-84, then cutting across multiple lanes of traffic. We're going to be eliminating those with both of these proposals.
New Mix likely won't break ground until the mid-2030s. Correspondent Erica Brown has more on Lisa Cook, the Federal Reserve Governor President Trump fired this week.
CBS News has obtained the mortgage documents included in a letter to the head of the Federal Housing Finance Agency. They show Cook purchased a home in Michigan in 2021 before she joined the Fed, then another in Georgia that same year, declaring both as her primary residence. The matter has been referred to the Justice Department, but no formal criminal charges have been filed. Cook's attorney says Trump's attempt to fire her lacks any factual or legal basis. Cook is vowing to continue her work at the Fed as her legal challenge moves forward. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
Wall Street, the Dow up 147 points. NASDAQ gained 45. S&P was up 15. Red Sox and the Orioles tonight on TIC. Pregame follows the 6 p.m. news. Yanks completed the sweep of the Nationals at the stadium this afternoon, 11-2. The Mets will try to do likewise against Philly tonight. Eastern League, Portland and the Yard Goats from Duncan Park, 7:10 on the Odyssey app. And in the WNBA, it's the Connecticut Sun taking on Paige Beckers and the Dallas Wings. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
How did you get your tripping breakers fixed?
ALO Home Services, same-day electrical. I gave them a call, and they had a technician on their way. They even sent the technician's real-time location, so I knew when they would be here.
Did you say same day? That's crazy.
If you need same-day electrical, call, click, or text today and say hello, ALO, call for details. Licensed for safety. HIC 628926, P102776688, S104062441, S3308699, SM3004646, E1185643.
I'm elder law attorney Haley Allaire. Our greatest reward is happy clients telling us that they're very thankful.
You pretty much gonna be going to
Recently, my 82-year-old
traffic and weather.
calls and ended up in rehab. What we thought would be temporary care became permanent. When we applied for Medicaid, it was overwhelming. From our first meeting with Allaire Elder Law, they listened and guided us, providing clarity, kindness, and compassion. We were finally granted Medicaid, and a huge weight came off my shoulders. Thank you, Allaire Elder Law team.
AllaireElderLaw.com.
The hour that packs a punch. It's Reese on the radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Those were a lot of bills being paid. So we're not going to have any time for Hollywood news, which we'll do on the other end of this break. So stand by for that. This one's actually a really, really good one. Just I say it every day that the Hollywood news is good. This one's actually pretty funny and entertaining. So you don't want to miss that. Stand by for that. Also, I want to talk to you about tomorrow's show because that monologue is about a story nobody's talking about anymore. And I wonder why. Now let's get another check of weather and traffic. Bob Larson has, of course, got your weather. But Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark. Christopher. Hello, Mark. Well, maybe
he's been missing in action a couple times.
That's okay. Sounds like he's there. Was that him? Okay, maybe not. All right.
Right here.
Oh, there he is. Okay. Hey, Mark Christopher is in the BPS Traffic Center.
All right, reset. Thank you very much. If you're heading into Hartford right now and you're on the southbound side of I-91, delays 33.
You could tell he was eating.
Down by exit 28. Northbound 91 moving well. Cromwell up into Windsor. Westbound 8410 up just after 56 Governor Street out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound slowing 46 into the tunnel. 291 384 okay. If you're traveling to westbound, a little tight as you merge with 84 west. 9 north and southbound slowing approaching the Aragordy Bridge. 91 southbound delays 19 to 17. 84 eastbound in Southbury. Looks like we have an accident now between 16 and 17 slowing you down there. Westbound 84 tied up, approaching 26 in Cheshire up to the Mixmaster. If you're heading toward New Haven, southbound Parkway, you got delays approaching exit 60 into the West Rock Tunnel. Northbound Parkway slowing from approaching 59 into the West Rock, and 95 South New Haven's tight 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8 WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
A breezy start this evening. Patchy cloudiness, then clear and cool overnight. Low 48 degrees. Tomorrow looks nice. Sunday to at times partly cloudy. High is 77. Increasing clouds tomorrow night. Not as cool as tonight. Low 60. Mostly cloudy on Friday with a couple of showers. Can't rely on a thunderstorm. Friday's high is 77. Looks like a nice start to the holiday weekend. Saturday, a mix of sun and clouds. Low humidity. The high is 76. Right now it is 72 in East Hartford. It's 71 in Torrington. It's 73 degrees in Hartford. This is meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Fall isn't just a season, it's your turning point. Classes start October 20th at Porter & Chester Institute. Train, change, succeed. Visit porterchester.edu today.
Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort, offering small ship experiences with a shore excursion included in every port and programs designed for cultural enrichment. Discover more at Viking.com. That's Viking.com.
Wisdom teeth giving you trouble? Columbia Dental's expert oral surgeons specialize in comfortable and efficient wisdom tooth removal. Open 7 days a week. Call 860-645-0111 or visit columbiadental.com.
Low testosterone affects many men today, even men as young as 30. But finding someone you can trust for quality low T treatment isn't so easy. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, a Promedic restorative health practice. And that's why I'm pleased to announce the opening of our newest location of Northeast Men's Health right here in Warwick. As a Promedic affiliate, Northeast Men's Health has the experience and expertise to get you the right treatment for your particular medical situation. At Northeast Men's Health, we're experts in treating low testosterone. In fact, we've successfully treated thousands of men for low T and have seen the amazing impacts low T treatments have. If you're like most men, you'll sleep better, have more energy and improve mental clarity, get better gains in the gym, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. So call us. Just $99 gets you a PSA and T test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956. That's 800-930-5956. Or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you.
Most people have no idea there's a gap in their home's protection. This invisible threat is house stealing. Con artists pick a house. They transfer the deed of this house into their name by obtaining the forms, using the fake IDs, and filing the paperwork with proper authorities. Now they own the home. Protect your home from this invisible gap. Check on your home's title right now at HomeTitleLock.com. Be sure to use promo code RADIO, and they will send you a complete title scan of your home's title. And your first 30 days of triple lock title protection is free. HomeTitleLock.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day.
Here we go.
Questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Oh, hold still. This is only going to hurt a little. It's Reese on the radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. I got to read some comments that are in the chat rooms. We'll read that in a minute. And then, of course, we'll get to your phone calls and wrap this day up. I also want to mention that tomorrow, the opening monologue is about a story that many people have forgotten about. It is the curious case of Kevin Rosario Moreno. Anybody remember him? Think Meriden. Again, the curious case of Kevin Rosario Moreno. I went and did some digging on that young man, and what I found was pretty interesting. So we'll do that tomorrow during the show. Also, I want to thank Alex Tobas, the attorney representing the Connecticut Examiner, with the, trying to get the videotape released of J. Allen Jones's death inside the correction facility. Garner, I believe, is the correctional facility. Now let's get to some Hollywood news. Where the heck is my thing there? I can't find it. There it is. Hollywood news. It's Hollywood news with your correspondent, Reese on the radio. Now, this one is interesting only because it shows how sad Hollywood has gotten. And the reason why I talk about Hollywood in the way that I do is because it is a medium in our lives that it's gone through some ebbs and flows. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. And right now it's down. And as I was looking up Hollywood news, trying to find out new films that are coming out, I thought I'd find something interesting, but I didn't. What I found was dismay. Sad dismay. Hollywood is rapidly running out of ideas, and that means they're always going to go into the well of sequels. And here is a list of films that they are going to do sequels to. And I have to bring in my trusty Emmy Award-winning co-host and producer, Roland, in for this. I'm going to mention the movies, Roland, and you're going to tell me if you are interested in seeing any of them, because your movie patterns are a little weird. They're all over the place. You will go to a movie I would think you wouldn't go to, and then not go to the one I expect you to. So I'm going to name a couple of these films and see whether or not you would actually see them. Yes, how about this one? Yes. Sonic the Hedgehog 4.
Yes.
You go see that?
I saw all 3 of them. You
did see all 3. I hear Jim Carrey is making bank on these movies.
Oh, absolutely. Is he making like $10 million on movies, something like that?
Goodness gracious. I mean, Jim Carrey doesn't have to work again. How about this one? Are you familiar with the Super Troopers franchise?
Oh, yeah. I remember the Super Troopers.
Okay. Well, they've had some films out.
I'm not interested, though.
Okay. This would be Super Troopers 3. What's your What's your interest in this one? This one, I only remember it back in the day because it was so panned because they actually had Vanilla Ice in one of its films. But the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant
my
Mayhem
God.
2. Would you see that?
Yes.
You would see that.
Triple yes.
Are you a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan?
I am. My whole life I've been.
Okay, so you grew up with them. I'm assuming that's a part.
Raphael is my favorite.
Okay, fine. A horror genre that's doing really, really well is the production team of John Krasinski and his wife Emily Blunt have started this franchise called The Quiet Place. Part 3 is going to be coming out. Have you watched any of those?
I saw the first one. My brother-in-law, he loves anything horror. He's always ranting and raving about. So
well, this genre or this franchise has been really successful. And so the third one is coming because I know the first one was A Quiet Place. Quiet Place 2, I think, was sort of like a prequel in a weird way, like talks about when the aliens first come. And then now this one's the 3. So, when you're making that much money, you might as well. For the marijuana enthusiasts with munchies, they will like this. How about Harold and Kumar 4?
Oh, okay.
I didn't even know there was a 3.
I thought it was only two.
So
movies.
did I. So apparently, Harold and Kumar.
And once again, I saw the first one.
Okay, I did see the first one. This one, I don't know why they keep making it, but then again, as Chub Rock once said, RoboCop last year was a shock. Apparently, RoboCop Returns is another one. They're going to do another sequel to the remake.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'll go see it.
Okay, you would see that RoboCop. This one is an interesting one because I hear, according to the call sheet, Will Smith is coming back for this movie.
Yes,
even though he died. It is I Am Legend 2.
I Am Legend 2.
Yeah, I know you're going to go see that.
Yeah.
Are you a Michael B. Jordan fan? Because I understand he's coming. He's going to be in this film.
Oh, is he the son? All grown up?
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe that he is going to be. Michael B. Jordan is in this film, so at least he's on the call sheet for this one. Last but not least, for those of you 80s folks, I had to leave this one last because I'm not going to lie. I'm going to the movies to see this, and I don't care how bad the critics say it is. I've got to see it.
Too?
No.
Oh, dang.
Okay, so this was a crossover in the cartoon world that every kid loved, even though it sucked. And they even made a comic book about it.
Okay.
It is none other than Transformers and G.I. Joe.
Oh.
Now, I don't know about you, but I'm going to see that.
Yeah, that's going to be super action packed.
I mean, how do you not see that?
Yeah, you got to go see that.
If you were a kid who grew up in the 80s, to see that in live action, again, this is what I mean when I call a film a spectacle film. This is a spectacle film.
Did you see the G.I. Joe movies?
I did. I saw them with Channing Tatum and Dennis Quaid and all of them, even one with Marlon Wayans, which I thought was actually pretty good.
Those are good.
Yeah.
And I saw what was the spinoff, with my guy with the ninja.
Yes, the Snake Eyes film.
Snake Eyes,
yeah. So I've always, again, that particular era for cartoons and comic books was a great era, and who wouldn't want to see the Transformers and G.I. Joe sort of relive that? I know most of us are in our 50s.
I think they have to because people have gotten tired of the Transformer movies.
Yes.
So you kind of have to, if you want to extend that just a little bit more, you got to do something different.
Yeah, you got to make it interesting. And sure, and you know what? They kind of, from what I've always understood, they both kind of lived in the same universe in the cartoons. They just never really did
cross paths.
Yeah, they never crossed paths until they were forced to in the comic books, which everybody thought was great. It was one of the best sellers back in the days. And I think it was a Marvel.
You would have thought that they would always work together because it's like, G.I. Joe soldiers.
Sure.
You got the Transformers.
Yeah, Cobra's very much like Megatron. By the way, for those of you who are saying, who the hell are they talking about? Go back to your childhood. This is a very important time. Important time for the rest of us. That's all. Anyway, that's Hollywood news. Let's get to Frank in Woodbridge. How are you, sir?
Good. I always liked the Merritt Parkway. I'm in the minority because there are no trucks.
But do you not like? Listen, I don't know about you, but I kind of like room. And the Merritt Parkway has a lot of curves and turns, and it's so tight that if you're in a lot of traffic, it could be a little nerve-wracking, no?
Yeah, but I'm not in a hurry when I go anywhere.
Gotcha.
You guys are always in a hurry to go somewhere. And speaking of going somewhere, I told you this recently. Tuesday night, 4 weeks in paradise. We're leaving for Sicily. And I'll be back on October 1st. And I can't wait to get there. And I'll tell you why. The last two countries I've been in, America and Italy, I can't take it no more with these white women. I'm going to be on an island with the most beautiful women in the world when it comes to skin. That beautiful olive Italian dark skin. The only other woman who has better skin than them is the American black woman.
Now,
it'd be like I'm going home.
Can I tell you some good news when you get back home from Sicily?
What's that?
The good news is that yours truly and Roseanne will be living in Connecticut.
Where are you gonna be?
We got an apartment. Oh, no, I'm not giving my address. We got an apartment in Farmington. That's all I'm saying. We got a place in Farmington. I'm not going to give. You think I was going to give the damn address, Roland?
No.
I'll be living at 123 Smith Street. No, I would never give the address. But we did find a place in Farmington. Literally, I think we just got the application to fill out. No, it's not even that. We did all application thing, but we got to fill out some other forms. But yeah, we are out of here. Right now, we're going through the motions of what we're packing. We are going to be living in a shoebox, but what the hell?
Let me tell you before I go, the saddest thing about this country, you know what it is? Only 7% of the population in America are black women.
Get out. Okay, enough with you. Goodbye. Love you.
That's a crime. That's a shame.
That's okay. You'll be amongst your own. Have a good one. Enjoy the trip. None other than the guy who got me in trouble last time. Hasn't been here since. White Mike is on the line. What's going on, boss?
First of all, this dude who called before me, it's like he brags about liking the worst possible thing in the world.
Oh, I've got to cut you off. Stop it.
Like if he was picking MREs, he would say ham and lima beans are his favorite.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Ham and lima beans are the worst in an MRE?
Yes.
I'll have to ask Roseanne about that.
And it's like he's bragging about being obsessed with the thing that nobody... Jesus, even brothers don't upset like this guy. Brothers run from black women.
Yeah, well, there has been a growing number of people online who have there's these argument podcasts where black women and black men are on there and they're arguing about their relationship. It's like this weird battle of the sexes that are going on where they're talking about why black men are choosing white women and these black women are all upset. And it's a crazy, anyway, but you called about something else. What do you got?
I don't know. That was pretty good, but that list of movies you laid out makes me think that Hollywood thinks everybody is a retarded 9-year-old with ADD. That was horrible. There wasn't an actual film in that list. Just
not even I Am Legend. I thought that was critically acclaimed.
That's horrible. That movie was terrible because it totally changed the plot of the book.
Well, okay. First of all, I know so many people who are like that, anytime you deviate from the book, that's it. It's like, forget about it. The movie's over and it's trash and, never to be seen again. But how about this one? You didn't like The Quiet Place? You didn't think that was a...
No, I don't like... I think horror movies are absolutely stupid because 90% of them can be solved by one guy with a pistol.
Okay, fair enough.
Movies are stupid.
Oh, you know what I mentioned? Hold on.
Yes?
I forgot about one.
Yes.
You know what one I forgot on here? I didn't even realize we were up to this number. The Matrix 5 is on the list.
Oh, God, there's only one good Matrix movie. Everything else has been hot garbage. Those movies were never meant to be a series. They're meant to be one cool movie, and then Hollywood says, oi, let's make some more money, crank out some crap, and now the transgender Wachowski whatevers are just turning out garbage. That's all garbage.
Yeah.
All this Marvel crap is garbage. It's not for adults. Like, you and I are adults, and we fell for it, but it's for children.
Yes, it is.
People are acting like children's movies are high cinema. The only thing I'm looking forward to in the future is when Quentin Tarantino gets off his ass and makes his 10th movie. He's the only
But
one
that's it for him, right? After his 10th movie, he's done.
So he says, but, I'm sure he's going to get divorced, and his Israeli wife will take him for a fortune, so he'll have to go back to work. But it's all terrible. That was the most depressing list of crap.
I know it was. Listen to me. When I read it, as soon as I was going through the list, apparently I found this website that has all of the lists with the call sheet and everybody who's going to be on it, if they have actors attached to it. As I'm going through the list, I'm just going, wow, these are like, why are these films being made? And they keep going through, as I'm going through more and more of them. I had to stop at like the third page, but I had all of these on there. So, Mike, before I let you go, if there was a good movie that you would make a sequel of, because you're like me, I believe you should never, ever touch a classic film. Just re-release it in theaters, and people will go. But
I don't want any sequels. There's no story I've seen.
Right.
I am kind of interested in seeing I think there's going to be a prequel to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yes.
That's going to end up on Amazon. That sounds solid. But I'm just tired of it, man. Make a movie. You know, how about a nice action movie with a tough guy hero who's going to save a girl from distress? Give us a hero's journey movie. Give us some more Arnold Schwarzenegger 80s style stuff, or strong heroes or anti-heroes, not just comic book crap with bad CGI that costs $400 million.
So you must be outraged that they're redoing The Running Man, because I love the original.
Well, I will tell you, I have zero hope for it.
Antron.
While I like Glenn Powell, for
So do
some
I.
reason in this movie, they've decided his character's got to be more fleshed out and has an ugly black wife. I'm like, first of all,
I gotta go. I gotta
Powell's
go.
a dying piece. He could do better than that.
Yeah.
And secondly, I don't need to see his wife. It's not about his wife. It's about him surviving the game.
Exactly.
Don't give me this other crap. Give me the movie.
Thank you, Mike. As always, goodness gracious. He always makes it worse. Let's get another check of traffic and weather with Bob Larson and Mark Christopher in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, man.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're heading into Hartford right now, southbound 91, look for delays from 33 Jennings Road down to 32 A and B. Slowing again, 27 down to 28. You'll see another slowdown approaching 19 to 17 in Meriden. Northbound 91 looking good. Cromwell through Hartford up into Windsor. If you're traveling westbound 84, you got delays 56 Governor Street out to 47 Sigourney Street. 84 eastbound delays about half mile before 46 Avenue into the tunnel. 2 westbound is slowing 1D up to the 84 West merge in East Hartford. 2 eastbound's a little slow by exit 3 in South Windsor. Heading toward Waterbury, 84 eastbound in Southbury. Look out for an accident between 16 and 17. Again, some slow traffic 23 in Waterbury. And again, a little sluggish as you push down by the 691 interchange in Cheshire. Westbound side of 84 slowing, approaching 26 in Cheshire to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. If you are traveling on the northbound side of 91 in New Haven, look for delays now between exit 8 and 9. We have an accident reported there. Also 95 South New Haven slowing 46 down to 43 in West Haven. I'm Mark Christopher. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
Brought to you by the CT Insider. Explore more at ctinsider.com.
There's more to Connecticut with CT Insider, a hometown behind every headline. With every issue, investigation, or interview, there's more when you're following from the inside. Visit ctinsider.com for more.
WTIC weather.
Mixture of clouds, sunshine the remainder of today, and somewhat breezy. Can't rely on a brief thunder shower. Good part of the time rain-free. Today's high in the mid-70s. Becoming clear tonight, very cool overnight, low 48. Tomorrow looks pleasant, sunshine, patchy clouds, low humidity, and a high is 77. Increasing cloudiness tomorrow night, low 60, then mostly cloudy on Friday with a couple of showers in the area. Perhaps the thunderstorm high is 77. I'm Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
72 degrees at 5:30. I'm John Silva. WTIC 1080 News. There was terror at a Catholic school mass in Minneapolis today. Michael Wallace reports.
The gunman, dressed in all black, fired shots through the windows of the Church of the Annunciation, where students from the church's K-8 school were attending Mass. Police Chief Brian O'Hara says the shooter took his own life.
The sheer cruelty and cowardice of firing into a church full of children is absolutely incomprehensible.
Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry.
They should be able to go to school or church in peace without the fear or risk of violence.
Police are looking into the shooter's motive. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
The gunman, identified as 23-year-old Robin Westman, left behind a manifesto that police are now culling through. President Trump has ordered all flags to be lowered
as an opportunity
in memory of
to
the
villainize
victims.
our trans
Governor
community.
Lamont says that will be the case here too, with U.S. and Connecticut state flags lowered to half-staff through sunset Sunday. State Office of Inspector General says a state police constable was justified in using deadly force against a suspect in Colchester last year. It was April of 2024. CSP got the call to investigate a landlord dispute at a residence on Norwich Street. The landlord says Jared Billard was drunk, yelling and waving knives. Suspect was in a basement racking a gun when officers took defensive positions. Billard opened a door, pointed a shotgun at police, who then returned fire, hitting him in the chest. The two men killed in a New Haven double shooting Monday afternoon have now been identified by police. Daquan Hyman of East Haven died shortly after he arrived at the hospital for treatment, and Ernest Williams died later in the day. That investigation is ongoing. The West Nile virus has been detected in mosquitoes trapped in 34 cities and towns across the state. That from the Connecticut Agricultural Experiment Station. There have been no human cases of the disease thus far. Experts do advise the public to continue to take precautions like using repellent when outdoors at dusk and dawn. Wall Street, Dow finished up 147 points today. The Nasdaq gained 45, and the S&P was up 15 points. Red Sox and the Orioles pregame follows the 6 o'clock news here. The Yankees in a matinee at the stadium wiped out Washington 11-2. Mets will try to complete the sweep against Philly tonight at Citi Field. Eastern League at Duncan Park tonight. It's Portland at the Yard Goats, 7:10 on the Odyssey app. And in the WNBA, the Connecticut Sun traveled to Dallas. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind: to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-885-9700. 800-885-9700. That's 800-885-9700.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20 plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
The Odyssey app lets you jump back to the moments you missed from WTIC News Talk 1080. Download the free Odyssey app, search WTIC News Talk 1080, and tap earlier today to get started.
I cannot tell you how annoying it is to go through all of the stuff that I have to go through to move. And a mover. I'm a mover. I owned a moving company. But to have to do my own move, I hate it.
Hire a moving company.
No. No, I don't trust those people. Ironically. Sorry, I got to fix my chair again. You guys know what happened is we've been talking about it all day during the show. The shooting that took place at the Annunciation Catholic School in Minneapolis. We do know that the shooter did identify as a transgender person. What I found crazy about all of this was the audio that I played earlier of the mayor of Minneapolis, Jacob Frey.
These were Minneapolis families. These were American families. And the amount of pain that they are suffering right now is extraordinary. Don't just say this is about thoughts and prayers right now. These kids were literally praying. It was the first week of school. They were in a church. These are kids that should be learning with their friends.
Yeah, he had all of that shouting at the rest of us who had done nothing wrong. But the moment that Mayor Jacob Frey found out that the shooter targeted children in that Catholic community, children, to take their lives, this is what Jacob Frey had to say.
All of us. And I have heard about a whole lot of hate that's being directed at our trans community. Anybody who is using this as an opportunity to villainize our trans community or any other community out there has lost their sense of common humanity.
Where was all of that when you were shouting at us? You were condemning us for thoughts and prayers. All we gave was thoughts and prayers, and we got yelled at. Then you find out that the shooter identifies as transgender, and now, whoa. Everybody calm down. Don't start expressing hate. Spare me. I told you, folks. It's only going to take a minute. Let's get another check of weather and traffic with Bob Larson and Mark Christophers in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're heading into Hartford right now, you're on the southbound side of I-91. Look for slow traffic from 33 down to 32 A and B. Another slowdown as you move down by exit 28 in Hartford. And again, you'll see some slow traffic approaching 19 down to 17 in Meriden. Northbound side of 91, easy ride Cromwell through Hartford up into Windsor. Westbound 84 is slowing, approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney Street. 84 eastbound, you're tied up about a half mile before 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. If you're traveling to westbound, delays 1D up to the 84 West merge. Heading in toward Middletown, that looks good. Both sides of 9 in the Aragoni Bridge. If you're heading in toward the Waterbury area right now, you're going to see some delays on the eastbound side of I-84 as you move between exit 17 and exit 18. If you're traveling on the westbound side of 84, look for slow traffic from 26 in Cheshire up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. Heading southbound on the Wilbur Cross Parkway, you're going to see delays now from exit 61 down to the West Rock Tunnel. Northbound northbound Parkway, you've got delays 57 up to 59 in New Haven. If you are traveling on the northbound side of 91, look out for an accident between 8 and 9 on the New Haven, North Haven line. Delays are back to exit 6 behind that. South 95 New Haven slowing 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Becoming clear and cool tonight with a diminishing breeze, an overnight low of 48 degrees, feeling more like September rather than August. Sunshine and a few clouds tomorrow, nice day. Low humidity, high 77. Increasing clouds tomorrow night, low 60. And for Friday, mostly cloudy as the next front crosses the area. There'll be a couple of showers, maybe a thunderstorm. Friday's high at 77. Back to dry weather, nice weather behind that front, just in time to start the holiday weekend. A mix of sun and clouds Saturday, low humidity. The high is 76. It's now 72 in Bristol, 71 in Middletown, and 73 degrees in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Now at McDonald's, wake up with a warm sausage McMuffin with egg for $3 and add any size iced coffee for just $1.29. During breakfast hours only, price and participation may vary. Viking, dedicated to creating travel experiences for the thinking person with programs designed for cultural enrichment on board and on shore. Discover more at Viking.com. That's Viking.com. Viking.com.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars Lose the Weight Stop Smoking Early Bird Special $49.99. Seminars Thursday, September 18th, Hilton Garden in Hartford North, Bradley International Airport, Windsor. Weight loss 5:30 p.m. Stop Smoking Seminar 8 p.m. or Saturday, September 20th, Holiday Inn Express Southington. Weight loss 11 a.m. Stop Smoking Seminar 2 p.m.
Suicide is something that affects all of us, and we can all play a part in saving lives. Make a difference in your community by walking out of the darkness with us on Saturday, September 27th at Bushnell Park in Hartford. Help spread awareness and understanding. Send the message that help is available and raise funds for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Register today at afsp.org/CT Capital Area, and then we'll see you in Bushnell Park September 27th. WTIC News Talk 1080 is proud partner of the American Federation for Suicide Prevention Out of the Darkness Walk.
What's the difference between Allaire Elder Law and most elder planning services? Allaire Elder Law is a law firm, which means we can advise you on asset protection and next step planning to avoid probate and protect the other spouse for their future needs. For example, after working to protect assets from the Medicaid spouse, the healthy spouse needs a special will to keep protecting things in future. With other services, if you're just getting the Medicaid application and not necessary legal documents or strategies, you're getting much less, and often for the same price. Medicaid processing companies can be slow. They may sound like a good deal, but a lot of times they put the work on the family's shoulders, which could mean it takes more time, which costs money when paying for care. Our job is education as much as execution. Finally, please ask the question, are you being referred to a Medicaid planning service for the right reasons, or might they be steering you? I'm Haley Allaire. For comprehensive senior planning for your family, the right choice is Allaire Elder Law, compassionate counsel, and proven results. AllaireElderLaw.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaf.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is. You know who it is.
It's Reese on the Radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
And we're back. About to get up out of here. Normally we would end with phone calls, but we had so many during the show. I've got to get into the Susan Campbell opinion piece tomorrow. Also, we got to talk about Bethel, Connecticut. And Bethel, you should be ashamed of yourselves. I talked about this a little bit, but now the news is covering it. And again, being ahead of the news cycle is what I do best. And this article is, Bethel, again, you guys should be ashamed of yourselves. We'll talk about that as well. So Susan Campbell is talking about Trump's revenge tour on Connecticut. Bethel, even though they voted overwhelmingly for Kamala Harris, they clearly don't stand by her policies. That they definitely don't, without a doubt. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. And, of course, the curious case of Kevin Rosero Moreno of Meriden. We'll talk about that as well. Let me read this real quick because someone posted this in the chat room about the school, the Annunciation Catholic School, and I wanted to read this, and I believe that this is based upon fact. Let me read it verbatim here. Michael C. sent it about Annunciation. He says, this was a private school, and as such, they are responsible for their own security. But did you know that Minneapolis had a school resource officer program that was discontinued after George Floyd's death in 2020? As a part of the defund the police movement in Minneapolis, the contract the school system had with the police department to supply school resource officers to the school was allowed to expire. Now we have people like us asking, why are they not armed officers? Oh, goodness gracious. I'm sorry. I got pushed from it. Sorry. Why are they not school officers allowed inside the schools? The state of Minnesota has passed standards for schools to establish school resource officers, but they have yet to return to the I'm sorry, this is like flashing before me. Sorry. I just saw a comment that said it'd take the National Guard from D.C. and put them in schools. Yeah. So if that is true, that they allowed it to expire, it would go beyond course with Minneapolis and their defund the police movement, which of course we know that, what's his name, Tim Walz, is a part of that. Sit down, folks, because what I'm about to read to you from the New York Post is pretty damning when it comes to this shooter. Aside from the fact that the shooter recognizes themselves as a trans person, sorry, I don't know why this is happening to me. It's the second day in a row. Robin, who used to be Robert, talk about murdering filthy Zionists. That's what he wrote about. Westman, who's 23 years old, also wrote slogans such as Free Palestine. In a journal he wrote in a Cyrillic alphabet, which the Post has translated. YouTube clips showing diary pages were posted online and since deleted by the channel. Quote, "If I will carry out a racially motivated attack, it would most likely be against the filthy Zionist Jews," he wrote in one disgusting entry, saying, quote, "I hate those entitled penny-sniffing expletives." The word begins with a K. Westman also wrote 6 million wasn't enough, a reference to the number of Jews, of course, who were Holocaust victims. On the side of the ammunition magazines he filmed before shooting the children at the Annunciation Catholic Church said things like destroy HIAS, the Jewish Refugee Aid Group. He made other attacks on Jews as well as talking about the assassination of President Donald Trump. Now, to have someone like the mayor of Minneapolis talking about how we shouldn't say anything to this individual or to transgenders, let's do one better. Let's ask the transgender community, as a conservative would be asked, or a MAGA person would be asked, if this were January 6th all over again, do they denounce this? Because all of this, in fact, this person says that if they were going to take out a racial attack, they would against the Zionist Jews, but instead chose children that they, quote, said that they would enjoy doing. Now, CNN is doing everything it can to stay away from this because, again, it is not their preferred shooter. It's not. They are already referring to the individual as they, them. They are honoring the pronouns of the shooter, which shows you how pathetic they are. Like, we can't hemorrhage enough viewers. Let's be on the wrong side of this, too. Does the shooter refer to themselves as they, them? Well, we'll honor that. They, thems appear to be frustrated with Zionists and Catholics, probably because he believes that transgender individuals don't receive enough respect in the United States of America. Yeah, they'll say something like that. There'll be an argument about it. People will scream and holler, well, I don't agree with that. Everything that this person stands for is right in the wheelhouse of the Democrat Party. You can find anybody. You can throw a dart on a picture of everyone who is a Democrat, and they agree with some level of disgusting behavior by this person. You know they do. Free Palestine? Sure they do. Throw a dart. Hit anybody. Hakeem Jeffries, should they free Palestine? Of course he agrees. Huh? Of course he does. Do you believe that transgender people should have more rights than others? Well, I don't believe that they should have more rights, but I do believe that they are a protected class. That's the same thing, Hakeem. That's the same thing. A protected class means that would imply that the other groups aren't protected. That's what that means. Some people don't understand that, but, whatever. So it goes. But they're going to have to reconcile with this, as they do. Is this it? Is this CNN? Is this CNN not being able to figure out how to describe this individual?
So this is a video.
No, this is, I got to get to the fast forward to this part with Boris over at CNN. Let me see what he says here. Here he is.
Are continuing to follow the latest details about this shooter. Apparently, they targeted the Annunciation Catholic Church and school, specifically trying to barricade people inside as they shot through the windows. Police say an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old are dead. At least 2 kids right now in the hospital in critical condition.
I'm glad. It's got to keep calling them they. And that's it. That's all you need to know. Again, it's a sad state of where we are, but it is where we are. People saying don't politicize it. What's CNN doing? What if CNN isn't politicizing it? What are they doing? Are they just trying to show respect to the person who shot kids? I don't know what you say to this nonsense. All of it is actually kind of sad to watch. Brandon writes, Reese, you need to get State Rep Chris Fishbein on. He tried to introduce legislation on stand your ground laws in public places like churches. Right now, people have a duty to retreat. Absolutely ridiculous. You can see a bunch of elderly people trying to escape. I will say this. I almost find it weird that that's a New England thing. It is weird that that's a New England thing. I don't think it's everywhere. But it is a very elite, liberal New England thing. Where, you just, let them get what they want. And I find that odd. Because I kind of think that people in New England are a little tougher than that. Michael C., there were not typos. While people are writing in the chat room, it kept refreshing, so I had to go back to it. It wasn't you, it was me. My apologies. I don't get these retreat folks because that's just not in the DNA of people anywhere. I know that there are some people, mealy-mouth, chump types, punk types, like that guy in Baltimore who started crying after they arrested the guy who was saying he wanted to stab his family and pregnant girlfriend. And to protect them, he called the police that this guy was threatening him. And then when he gets arrested, starts crying. I didn't want him to get arrested. Now he's going to think that I'm racist. Well, if that's the case, bozo, just let him take out the family. And still not getting it. Someone's going to have to explain it to me. I think the embarrassment is so real that they'll never explain it to me. I don't see one person explaining that to me. Even those on the left who think that I'm a jerk for making fun of the guy, they won't even stand up for him. It takes a special type of chump to do that. Him being more concerned about his, racial standing in the world than protecting his family. No, sir, go on in. Have at it. Take whatever you want. I was getting a little bored with that flat screen TV anyway. It's time to buy a new one. No, you take it, disenfranchised soul. Perhaps you'd like to take the pickup truck so you can carry around my stuff that you've stolen from my home. Oh, that's okay. My insurance will cover it. Yes, I understand. Again, this all goes back to the whole original thing about law enforcement and these politicians. They think that law enforcement is bad. Because I wish they would just, well, they can't say it, but I wish they would. I wish Chris Murphy, I wish Lamont, A.G. Tong, I wish they would say the racist, bigoted thing out loud. I wish they would just look me in the eye and they'd just go, look, Reese, come on, man, you know. Crime is just a thing they do. We can't just go on arresting them all the time. How are we going to take care of them if we don't at least, kind of let them slide? I wish they would just say it. I know that's what they think. I know they do. Sounds horrible, but I know they think it. Oh, look at them. Never gonna get ahead. We gotta cut them some slack. We'll just cut them some slack as often as we can. We won't punish them too harshly. We don't want to disenfranchise them any further. Ugh. I wish they'd just say it. Cowards, all of them. But I know they think it. Don't get me wrong. I don't need them to tell me. I know that's what they think. There's a lot of people who are listening to this show think it too. You know who you are. We'll be back tomorrow. Is tomorrow Thursday? Oh, yes, it is. Tomorrow's Thursday. You know what that means, folks. Negro Nonsense. We will be back with Negro Nonsense. It's been a while. As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your mind. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the Radio. He is Mark Christopher, and he's getting you home and avoiding the Merritt Parkway and the BPS Traffic Center. Good night, Mark.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Now, it was called the Work Progress Administration that created jobs for all the high unemployment during the Great Depression. That's when the Merritt Parkway was built. And it's interesting, the Work Progress Administration started in 1935. It ended in 1943, an actual government program that actually ended. Pretty amazing.
Wow. Wait, hold this. Why did they call it the Merit, though?
Oh, I'll have to research that over.
Okay, all right, I'll research it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good night,
I know
Mark.
the Wilbur Cross was the former governor of Connecticut, but the Merit, I don't know. I'll have to look that up.
You got
it. Hey, Grease, have a great night. If you're heading into Hartford, westbound 84 delays, approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 45, eastbound 84.
All right, good sir.
Thank you, sir.
Avenue into the tunnel. 91 southbound, a little slow, 33 down to 32
Okay,
A&B.
I will see you on manana. Thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
91 south in Meriden. If you are traveling in to 291 through, 291.
Okay, quick Google search gave me the following 6 states would stand your ground laws 2023. As of mid-2025, the number of states are Puerto Rico. Really? What? What is that? 28 states and Puerto Rico. Huh, that's crazy. Thank you, Michael A. I appreciate you. Lori says, quick as 4 hours. Yeah, I feel like that too. Thank you, Raymond. And we will see you mañana, and we'll get it all together. But stay tuned for tomorrow's show. We got to do Kevin Rosero Moreno, as well as the folks over in Bethel. These are great stories I got to get into. All right, I love you guys. Stay good to each other, and we'll see you mañana.